Hey, what is up, y'all? It is Saturday night. I am Michael from Destro Designs. We are live from Viper Den Studios. Once again, we have a stacked house, which I had so much fun the last time that all of us were on that I figured I would do it again. Joining us tonight, as always, my brother and tech master, CG Horror, who I love to have here. He's been on by far the most appearances on the show. And
hey, everybody.
That makes me happy. CG, did you see the He-Man movie?
Yes. I saw it today. With me and a friend went this morning and saw it.
Okay, very cool.
It's fun. It is a fun movie. Okay,
that's good. That seems to be the first couple of people that I heard talk about it were diehard He-Man guys, right? And they were like, it wasn't what I wanted. And now the thing about any kind of movie I think we all know and understand is that not everybody is going to like it, right? There's maybe a dozen movies that are universally loved, I think, other than that, some people aren't going to like it, but it looked fun to me. The shocking thing is I keep hearing that Skeletor was good, and I only say that's shocking because the hate for Jared Leto is thick in most places.
Yeah, he really chews up the scenes, and he steals it. He steals the movie. He's so good at it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, that's the thing about a lot of these guys, like actors and actresses, when people are like, "Oh, he's such like a weirdo." It's like, yeah, of course it is. So, looks like we got some feedback coming from somebody's. There we go. All right, cool. So, anyways, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed that, brother. Maybe we'll circle back to that in a little bit once we get in here. Making his, I believe, third appearance on the show is my brother Roadblock. Welcome in, Block. How are you today?
What's up? It's all good, man. It's all good. Running around in Phoenix in 110-degree heat, brother. Ooh. So we're already in summer mode right here, man. And it's crazy because now we have our Phoenix Comic-Con. It's Phoenix Fan Fusion. But Comic-Con is this weekend. So we got people dressed up in all kind of outfits in 110 walking into the convention center. So it's crazy. I've been there all day yesterday. I've been there all day today. I'm going back tomorrow. Ton of fun, meeting a ton of folks, man. It's awesome.
Oh man, dude, that sounds crazy. So I think I'm in upstate New York, and I think it was in the mid 80s with a little bit of humidity. And let me tell you, I could barely handle that. So now do you get humidity? I think I have asked you this before. Does it get humid out there, or is it just 110 dry as fuck?
Not even a drop, man. We are in straight desert. You know what I mean? A good friend of mine asked me, "What is it like?" He lives in Baltimore, and I said, "Well, have you seen the movie Dune?" That's kind of where we're at. We're like Iraqis out here. Like if you don't have no water, you ain't gonna make it. So it's kind of like that, man. It's straight heat, man, and it's tough. You got to find some shade to get it. But we don't have any humidity, nothing like that. But that sun beating you down is something else.
That's what's up. I love it. Well, thank you again for coming back. Brother Block is here tonight. We have some pictures to show. Last time he was on, we talked a good bit about the upcoming toy line that he has coming. Looks amazing. Going to be great. We're all very excited. Basically, I keep saying to people, those figures are already sold. Like whatever he gets, like they're already gone. Everybody's already committed to the degree that once he puts up that link, that's it. It's a wrap. Those figures are sold. So he's got some more pictures for us to take a look at with the articulation of the joints and some things like that. So we're just going to give him a little more time to talk about that because I know we're all so excited for it for sure. Also making his first appearance this evening is my brother Orskeezio. What's up? How are you today, my bird?
What's going on, guys? My first appearance anywhere. Can you hear me?
Oh, you sound great, brother.
Yep.
Sounds perfect.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic because my dog was barking.
Nice.
Making sure I didn't cut out all the way.
Yep. No,
so get used to this thing. But yeah, that was my first appearance anywhere, online or whatever. So
awesome. Great. So now, geographically, Orskeezio is my upstate New York brother. I think you're. What is it? Like 2 hours away? Like somewhere in there?
Hour and 40, central New York near Syracuse-ish.
Okay. That's what's up. So basically, yeah. So we ride and die with these northeast weathers here. Also, my brother, there's another connection. My brother used to be in a metal band and actually played at some of the venues in my hometown. So Albany, growing up, was pretty known. There's a bunch of bands from my area that have actually are famous overseas. Like people eat them up overseas. But we've had quite a few people come. It was like Saratoga Witters was the first. They tore that building down, but that place held some of the biggest bands I've seen in metal music was at that place. But the core of that in Albany was the QE2, which is this teeny tiny little place, and some of the best shows I've ever seen were there. Valentine's, which is just a really awesome venue, with the exception of it's on the second floor, and they got this staircase where when the whole place starts moving, people get chucked down them stairs. I've seen some horror stories in that one. And I feel like I'm missing. Oh, the one that you had played at, brother, Bogies. Another.
Bogies.
Yeah, all these places are just iconic. And so my brother, we're very well aware. I mean, that was a huge part of growing up, right? I had two groups of friends. I had like a group of friends that I grew up going to high school and played sports with. And then I had a whole other group of friends that were all in metal bands. And I still talk to everybody today. But obviously, lots changed. I don't have that party drive. I don't even remember the last time I went to a show. I do have a couple of friends that are still active, and I'm sure one of these days I'll take them up on their invite to hang out backstage and whatnot. So, but yeah, so you live close enough, Orskeezio. We have to try to get a get together. Now I know CG Horror and Brother Rip and his family, we're all planning on a little something. So where I am, just north of me, is a vacation area called Lake George, and it's awesome in the summer. It's so nice, and that's another part of my growing up. Like every Memorial Day, my parents would take me and my sister up there. We would camp, and then go to Great Escape on Saturday. We'd be there Friday night, camp, and then go to Great Escape on Saturday, stay over, and then go to Waterslide World on Sunday, and then we would come home. Now, as an adult, I have a whole other level of appreciation for my parents that worked all week, that Friday after work had to set up a tent, sleep on the fucking ground, and then spend a fortune. Listen, my parents, they were kids when I was born, so a trip like that with everybody in the family, I'm sure, is very expensive. So yeah, but anyways, we're trying to get it's so easy I get distracted. So we're planning something towards the end of the summer, brother. And if you want to make that jaunt over, even if it's just a hang for one night or whatever, I'll give you the details on that.
Yeah, I'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you again for joining us. We will also be getting your GI journey in a little bit. And last but not least, joining us is my brother Lou from Figure Fight Club. Everybody say hello. Lou, how are you, my brother?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on tonight, Destro.
Absolutely.
Always good to see you and hang out with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so originally, so what I did is there's the three members of Figure Fight Club. After I had gone on their show, I was like, all right, obviously I love all you guys to come on. I had to put your names on individual pieces of paper, throw in a hat, and have my kids pull them out 1, 2, 3 who came on, and you got the last straw. But here we are. We finally got you in the studio. We got some wonderful pictures to talk about that you've taken, dude. Anybody that's been paying attention, we've seen you go from, which was a totally fine, good photographer your first few shots, to being excellent with lighting and a bunch of other aspects of it, and you've really been crushing it. Like the last 3 or 4 that you came out with, bro, were ridiculously good.
Well, thank you. I have fun with it. Just try to work with it and get in practice. And some come out good, some suck. It's all good, man. It's just having fun.
100%. 100%. We'll launch into all that aspect of it, because I know there's a lot of us that are in the chat that do some photography, and I always like talking to, because listen, with the exception of maybe 4 of us between all these sites, we're all brand new novice, amateur photo takers. I think I've had my favorite ones I've had on, I hope I don't, with the exception of, I haven't had Matt Cohen from Shooting the Galaxy, who is the official Hasbro guy. He rocks, obviously. But, Mate Mylar, Yojo Collectibles, Sneaky Figures, I think, is very good also. And then last week, the dude that I'm really, I fall more and more in love with is the Complete Carnage. And listen,
I'm a fan.
Having him on the show, it's one of those things where, man, you know how they say don't meet your heroes and stuff, and all of these guys that I admire that I've met so far, like in the Joe community, and that's Mark Fogarty included, they're all just the best fucking guys. You know what I mean? Like salt of the earth, fantastic dudes. So anyways, we have been getting all kinds of photography action. Now, next week, I'm going to have Matt from Mo's Mind is coming on. We're going to have a whole bunch of stuff new to talk about with him. That's going to be fantastic. And then I haven't reached out to Chris from Sister the Arsenal, but I would like to get him back on the show too now that I have the ability to like show some stuff. But let's check in the chat and let's see who's here. All right. Up first, the Pentor's Lair. What's up, my brother? He says now with Kung Fu microphone grip. That's fun. Well, so all right, so hold on. Let me go through the chat and I'll circle back and I'll tell you where we're at with the technology shit. Oh my god! But thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate it, and always doing such a great job with the promotion for the show, dude. I really appreciate it. My brother Ellis Dreadnought E is here. He says, "Hail Cobra, Hail Destro. What's up? What is going on, my dude?" Oh yes, my brother Big A Dave is here. He says, "Hi everyone, playing in a Pokemon tournament this evening. Have a great one." Yeah, good luck, brother. I hope you. I'm not sure how that works, but I hope you kick some fucking ass. We're all rooting for you. Yep, that's Ellis again. My brother Big Red is here. Another dude who is also really in the photography. You know, you can see every time he takes pictures, there's a market upgrade. Our brother Big Red just did this whole I wouldn't know what you call it, but it was like he sets the scene with a very well written story and then has some photos to back it up. And the center of all that the other day was Blowtorch. And it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And our brother, oh God, I'm not going to remember. Yeah, oh, it's great, right? Everybody that saw that knows that.
Don't mind the shame.
Yeah, it was awesome. Let's see where we at here. So Big Red, thank you for joining us, my dude. I appreciate it. Snow Leopard is here. What is up, my brother? I'm glad you could make it. Our brother Snow Leopard is joining us from all the way around on the other side of the world. It is quite literally the middle of the night there. So I always appreciate to the highest extent you joining us and for all your support here and otherwise. Totally solid dude. Probably arguably, I think has the biggest 3 3/4 collection. We know Cal has the most carded ones, right? And then I think there's a couple other people that have some bigger collections, but I think Snow Leopard is holding the belt for that. Giant Man Size Thing is here. Thank you for joining us, my dude. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, we got Riptide O'Leary in the house himself. So if in case anybody who's watching wasn't aware of what we did over on Twitter, Brother Rip donated 2 huge boxes of classified figures that are all going to be the community's going to get their hands on those. But first things first, he also donated a HasLab Dragonfly. And when I said, oh my God, I know right where that has to go. Our brother Mark Potter, who lives across the pond over in England, one of the greatest guys in the whole entire community, right? Just super, super nice, pillar of the community, fantastic photographer as well. Really does a lot of stuff. If you look at the shots, he uses no bells and whistles. Like he doesn't use the extra lighting. He just takes bangers. Like the positioning of the camera in relation to the figures and everything. It's so unbelievably great. And so the Dragonfly itself was donated by Rip. Rock Lockdown donated the Desert Rat. In case anybody missed that was the mystery figure that snuck its way in there. And then the rest of the community, which I do plan on making a list and getting that out there so everybody knows. There was a lot of people that donated up money that went to getting it shipped over there. It was kind of a hefty price to ship it, and there was a duty tax, but we were able to pay all of that. At the last minute, there was an additional $40 charge. So Parcel Force is like their version of UPS or FedEx or whatever over there. And because their Royal Mail couldn't deliver it because it was so big, Parcel Force had to take it off their hands and deliver it. And so there was an extra thing. He paid for it, and I insisted to give him the money. And he sent me like the info, and we're all good to go. It was a complete success. The man is in love with the Dragonfly. I cannot stress to everybody who helped out like how completely awesome it is. It's truly an amazing thing we did. One of the shining examples of how awesome the community is. And so Rip, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that donated to help get that over there. So now the extra money goes over to our brother Animus Levels. We are going to be raffling off a couple figures, and the proceeds from all of that is going to go to our brother Animus. Now, brother Animus had some tragedy happen in his family. He lost 2 of his adult daughters, and he wound up adopting all of their kids. So he now, on top of the tragedy, is is now raising 6 kids in what I think everybody understands is a horrible economy, right? So I can, I have 2 kids. I have 2 kids, and it is brutal. So when I overheard him talking in another to somebody else, I was like, oh, this is the one we're gonna help. Plus, I had spoken with him a lot, and he's a great guy. So I mean, like, to put it in perspective, even if we send him $600, that only gets sneakers for the kids for next school year. That's it, right? Or it's maybe 1 week at the grocery store. So I mean, now, not to poo-poo that's obviously great, but we're gonna see what we can do here. We're gonna try to get as much as we can over to our brother, while also getting figures into the hands of people in the community for a cheap price. You know, if a raffle ticket is like $7 and you wind up getting a Serpentor, well, you've gotten a great deal. And also, that thing's almost up to $300 now. It's insane. So all right, so that, stay tuned for that. Oh, and you know what, I'm just gonna show it real quick. Animus apparently is Leonardo motherfucking da Vinci, because he sent me this absolutely insane.
Holy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It is first of all, I don't care whoever drew Destro before this. This is my Destro. This is the definitive Destro for me. Like, all right, so let me put it, everybody that's watching knows I'm a fucking squirrel. I can't focus on anything for more than 2 seconds. And I can't shut the fuck up. Yo, I sat in silence staring at this and this only for like 25 straight minutes. Do you have any idea how hard that is to get me to stop talking and stare at the same thing for 25 minutes? It's impossible. But the dude, listen, I could do a whole show. One of the how he did getting the beveled edges on this jewel thing, fucking forget it. The I don't know, what do you call that? The collar or the neck cow? Flawless. The bolts, flawless. Just the facial structure, the slight tilt of the head, flawless. I love the dark and the red in the eyes, flawless. And if you look, it almost looks like there's a light shining down this way, because you could see the accent of it around this side of the face. And then it's also reflecting the red back. I fucking forget it. So Animus, if you're watching, brother, first of all, we didn't know that we had a legit artist in the group. Like, this is, believe me, there's plenty of people who do, like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Jay Antonio is fantastic. There's a few other people who are very, very good artists, but look at this shit. And look how big it is. So anyways, so when I told my brother, I was like, I reached out to him, and I had to, like, I didn't want to just start saying all this. And I was like, hey man, I saw this. I would like to help you. Would you like me to send you the money in secret, or would you like me to, can I say, hey, this is who we're helping and here's why? And he was like, no, absolutely not. And when he said to me, hey man, God has given me a gift, and I would like to give you something. That's not what I expected. First of all, I didn't even know it was coming. I got a delivery today, and I think he did tell me his name somewhere along the way, but I didn't recognize the name. And I was like, this looks like a portrait, like, you know, the shape of it when it was all wrapped up. And I started cutting it off, and I opened it in a way. My kids were standing here looking at me, so when I pulled it like this, they saw it before I did, and their reactions were, my one daughter said, oh my God, and my other daughter, I think she was about to say holy shit, and she didn't. She caught herself.
That's good.
So and and listen, I'm not a stickler for that. They're largely swearing is not the end of the world, but they actually, my one daughter is very, very into the rules. Like, you know, you try to follow the rules. Like, you know, if I say to them, hey, do you girls want to stay home from school today? They'll be like, no, we want to go to school. So they're doing it right. But anyways, Animus, brother, I'm going to be talking about that extensively. I didn't have time to like write up anything about it, because I opened it, like, you know, as I was getting ready for the show. So, dude, holy hell. I wanted to try to find a place to put it, like right here, but I was like trying to push stuff back. I just couldn't do it, but maybe I'll try later. Finished. Christmas History Arsenal is here. What's up, my brother? We got some photos from, I took some screenshots of some stuff, because Chris tried to send me some stuff the other day. I missed an Instagram post or an Instagram DM. It was a nightmare. My apologies on that, my dude, but I do have some pictures. We're going to show off that new medic stuff, the t-shirts. Super excited. I got one on the way that I'm very excited about. I'll tell you about it when we got the pictures up. Do that stairs. CG. Chris wants to know where my hound's at. I think talking in reference to Roadblock's figures. Big Red says the lack of humidity has to help. Here in Florida, some days it feels like living in a hot soup. Oof, man. Yeah, that does sound beautiful. The Carded King himself is here. Kalel327. Thank you for coming, my brother. I greatly appreciate you. Yeah, definitely. Anybody who appreciates mint on card stuff, make sure you are following Kalel because he just has the most ridiculous amount of shit. The Happy Plague Doctor is here. What's going on, my brother? He says camper van is better. Yeah, I don't mind a camper van. I mean, listen, at my age, I don't know. I don't know if I could do a tent. Rock Lockdown is here. He says I can only hang for a bit though. No worries, brother. Hey, listen, just so you know, Mark is ecstatic. So I was like, Mark had sent me a little video as he was trying to open up the thing, and I saw his initial reaction when he opened it up, and he was like, oh my god. He's like, I'm not going to try to do the accent. He was like, oh my god, I didn't know this was coming. Now I did tell him that there was a surprise, but he was genuinely surprised completely. Also, a very thoughtful and generous thing from Rock Lockdown. Heard Mark express in a tweet that he couldn't find this one particular Action Force, which I think Desert Rat is a British guy. He's got the British flag on there. So Mark was ecstatic. Yeah. Thank you for that contribution, Rock. I greatly appreciate it. And Chris from Sister Arsenal, I believe, having a reaction to that insane photo. This week in Hearthstone is here. What's going on, my brother? You opening something tonight, my dude? I think usually you're the gentleman. You're kind of opening something while you're watching too, right? I think there's other cats who do it. Our brother Lewis is here, the Cobra Asset. Thank you for coming, my dude. Another great photographer that has his own little style. He uses a predominantly black background with just a perfect lighting on what's happening in the foreground, and I love it. I absolutely love it because the positioning of the figures and the stuff we're using is great. Keep up that good work. He's also the proud owner of that 5.5 foot long Night Raven that GI Customs made for him. God bless, brother. Can't wait to see the rest of that. Nice. Rule 34 of something, Rugby Gilman. All right. Sounds good. You go on with your bad self. I feel like there was another name as I was flipping back. Eric Wirt is here. Thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate it. And I think we are there. Oh, yes. Lewis, you're very welcome, brother. I really enjoy those shots. As much as I love a background and a dio and all that, I feel like the way you do it puts the focus on the actual figures and the scene, and I dig that. I distract my lack of positioning with a bunch of Sistery Arco and Rose Mine stuff. You know what I mean? I just throw a bunch of shit in there, and everybody's just like, "Wow, that looks great." But I need to get a little more practice in there. But thank you for joining us. I appreciate it, my brother. I think there was one more.
Just another jerk.
What do you got to open, Eric? Sounds good. Let us know. All right. Oh, I already opened it. Oh, there he is. Just another jerk. What's up, my brother? What did you open, Jerk? Jerk's another great photographer. I would say a pose master general, meaning that you can't. He doesn't need any fancy accessories or a background because he'll put the figures in such a great position that you can't help but just like stare at how good it is. I always credited a Rashikage Z from the timeline for like the same kind of thing. I always felt like he was very good at the posing too. I gotta check, man. The algorithm over there is so shitty because I stopped seeing him and Michael Munn stuff. It's craziness. All right, so that's it. We went to the chat. I introduced everybody. Let's circle back. Happy Yojo June to you all,
and also to you.
As to you, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, so far so good. I think it was this time last year that we got the fan stream that was not to be spoken of. It like remember there was this, I think the second week when the second fan stream was supposed to come in, they canceled it because the fan stream was all about the police officer. And there was some civil unrest at the time. And I mean, look, that figure sold out as soon as they put it up anyway. They probably would have been fine, but people who run them $1 billion companies, they do funny shit sometimes. I mean, hell, they didn't give us the hooded Cobra Commander until now because they thought it projected something terrible. Meanwhile, if you go over and you look at some of the Star Wars figures with the hoods that they had, that was some questionable shit. So I was like, if they've got this here, what the hell is it? Okay, but anyways, but now we have it. We have it. Did let's see who got one? I know CG, you got one, right?
Hooded Cobra Commander. Yes, I bought 2.
Yeah, nice, very good, very good. It does look like something you want to keep in the box, right? You know, have one to open one. Yeah, for sure. How about Lou? Did you get one?
I got 2 as well. I've got one on BBTS, and I scored. We'll see what happens, but I scored one for I think it was $52 on GameStop.
Entertainment Earth. Oh,
no, GameStop actually. Yeah,
okay.
GameStop, and we'll see. We'll see if it comes through or not. So,
man, see, but 52 sounds like the right price for that. When they get up to the 70, it's like no,
yeah,
70 is too much. 52 even feels high, but because that throne is just,
it's not that big.
Yeah, sure. And it's just plastic. I mean, it's cool, and I actually am trading one to Destro as my spirit animal. He got 2, and I'm going to trade with him to get one of those, and I'm happy about that. Brother Block, did you pre-order that Hooded Cobra Commander?
Yeah, man, I went through GameStop too. My GameStop here is pretty legit. You know what I mean? And not a lot of people hit them up. The one here in Phoenix, the one I go to. So I got it from GameStop, and they've always come through for me. I've never had any, knock on wood while I'm saying it. You know what I mean? I haven't had any issues, but it's legit, man. I still like the one that people are putting together, Soldiers of Fortune one. I still like that one too. But now you have both of those, and that's just you're covered now. So I love it.
Yeah, that's Soldiers of Fortune. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
Fantastic.
That's legit.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah,
I love this one. That's the thing. I missed the early pre-order. And I was like, I don't know if I want to pay 70 because I got that. I love that one. I think it looks fantastic, especially in front of this lovely podium from Chris from Sister E Arsenal. Make sure go check that out. SisterEArsenal.com. Destro Designs for 10% off. But no, it's a good one. Glad you got it. Brother Orskeezio, were you able to cop one of these at the low price?
I did not. The reason is, was it BMAX said they might do another run. So I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to hold fast and test his little theory.
Okay. That's what's up. And who knows, man? Maybe I don't know. Maybe they, when they come around again, it's going to be at a cheaper rate. But I mean,
that's what I'm hoping for.
So that'd be crazy. Nice. So crazy to initially be like, okay, here's a first run of them at $50 or $53. And then to be like, okay, those are gone, but you can pre-order it for damn near $20 more. It was like, wait, what? Like, what is that? I
think some of the retailers had the wrong price in there, and because it's happened before. Because Walmart's done that. Well, they put something up at first for $5-10 less. Like I've got the Professor Rotclaw and the dinosaur. I'm still waiting for mine because Walmart, when they first put it up, they put it up for I think it was $42.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice. And I'm like, all right, I'll wait. I'll wait the extra time if I'm going to get it for like $10 more. I think 42. It was about like $10 cheaper than the regular price. But then Walmart fixed their pre-order, so like I got one at that price. And if you looked later in the day, it was the price that everybody else was selling it for. So
right,
yeah,
that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking about keeping one in the box, our carded King Cal says, ooh, keep in the box. Now we're talking. He also says that he got one from BBTS. Very cool. And just another jerk says, none of them are Navy enough. You know what? So he brings up a point. If you go back and you look in the Sunbow cartoon, when the Hooded Cobra, or not, I'm sorry. If you look at the original 3 3/4 figure, that thing is deep Navy, deep Navy. I would have maybe preferred that. I think the one thing that I did like about this is what I meant in the Sunbow cartoon. The hood and the rest of the outfit didn't match. The hood was always a different shade of blue than the rest of it. That was in the cartoon. So when I got this and I put it on, I was like, oh, it's actually perfect. This is how I would want it to look, But yeah, no, I love this thing. I even like it without the little sigil up here. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably get one to put on there, but I fucking love it, dude. I think it looks perfect.
It's legit.
Yeah. I have mine on my desk at work, and he's like pointing at everybody. So I say he's micromanaging the team.
Nice.
Yeah.
He'll call retreat any minute, everybody. Don't worry. So very cool. I love it. So also there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. The one thing is some people are probably scratching their heads at, sort of in a way, is the Destro and the Despoiler was $110, right? That's one vehicle, one figure. Maybe we're not understanding how big that Despoiler is going to be, because they charge the same amount of money for the Trouble Bubble Varmint set. That's two figures, two vehicles,
yeah.
Like an average amount of accessories. So when I think about that, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Does that mean that the Despoiler is not only as big as the Trouble Bubble and the Varmint put together, right? But it also somehow has enough value to make up for a whole other figure. Now, don't get me wrong.
It's classified stock market, man. Prices are everywhere, man.
I mean, did they hear our complaints and be like, maybe we shouldn't charge $125, $150 for the two set? And
I think you're probably entirely possible on that. If you try to look at it from that sort of an aspect where, I keep trying to wrap my head around, maybe we're just not seeing it right. Maybe the Spoiler is going to be huge. Maybe that figure somehow just has, a different kind of look to it. I'm just like, I don't know. We'll see. But I think CG has a good point that it's entirely possible. It could have, especially if the numbers were there. Now, it's one thing for them to see, people going on fire across the internet. That happens probably to a degree with everything. But that numbers don't fucking lie. If there's one thing we know that they're paying attention to, is that money. So if that Destro didn't sell in the way that they thought it did, it's very, I don't want to say likely, but it's very possible that they were like, maybe we don't have to fully fist these guys with this pricing, because that's what it feels like a little bit. Like if they're moving the cost up, I think I remember seeing it. The cost is now, the average figure is going up to $29.99, and it's like,
I saw that.
Especially if you're starting to move into a range where they're going to be making figures that aren't as popular, right? I don't know. It's a strange strategy. I mean, charge me $30, but put the equipment in there, put the paint, put a little extra paint apps on the figure. Like that was the thing, and I won't go launch into the whole thing, but like what's happening is they're creeping that price up to other figures, and you're like, oh, but these other figures are better. So I'm sure everybody's heard me talk about how I got two Delta Reds, right? The Massa Force Delta Reds. They are fucking awesome figures. Like I love them, totally tits. Great figures. Now the problem is at that same time I had those, and they were like right here on the desk. I bought 3 of those Special Forces, the Legacy Special Forces guys. And as I'm opening that, I'm looking at that, and then I'm looking at the Delta Force, and I'm like, this is more money. Like the Delta, it was like came to 42 something, 42 something for the Delta Reds, and then it was like 48 for the Special Forces with the, I don't know, I can't justify that. I actually returned one, and I'm sure that's, some people probably don't believe me because I'm such a crazy collector, but I brought one back. I was like, I won't mind having 2, like I have more than one hit and runs. They go well with the Halo jumper, the Legacy Halo jumper with their kind of uniform there, and they all have they all look like a real camoed out unit, but it's like fuck. Did Luke, did you get any of those Special Forces?
No, I'm waiting for a sale on those. I've seen them. They were stocked. I think they had like something like 10 of them at my Walmart the other day. And my Walmart has nothing usually for G.I. Joe, and they had 10 sitting there. And I'm like, I'm waiting for a sale. I think it looks
that's
good.
The same at my Target. My Target is the same like that, Lou. It's nothing, but they got Special Forces guys everywhere. But you look at the tag, that thing says 42 something on it. You're kind of like, bro, like people are like, oh, it looks good, but keep going,
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I like the figure. I think the loadout is
shit.
Loadout's all all reuse. I'm with you. Yeah, it's all I'm trying to be nice. It's all reuse.
No, wrong channel for that,
buddy. So it's just disappointing. I mean, everything on the figure is reuse, right? But I do like the figure, but bring it down to like $30. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not
$30 I could fuck with that, right? $30 I would have definitely kept the other one. $30, even 32, right? 32.
Oh, yeah, 32, 35, yeah.
I could have handled that. Did you get one, Orskeezio?
Yeah, I actually got two for a price, and then I went back to Walmart like 3 weeks later, and the rest of them are all still there. So I'm like, well, shit.
Right. Right. Well, how about CG? Did you get one? I feel like we talked about this, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I picked up two, opened them, and they're okay. I mean, there's nothing special about them. Nice paint apps, but the guns that they pick for these figures anymore, I can't stand their guns. Like,
who's doing that?
So then you're spending a shit ton of gridiron or wherever to get more realistic guns. It just, I don't like Hasbro guns.
I'm sick of seeing the Dusty gun with every freaking
the FAMAS.
Get
the
that
FAMAS
the fuck out of here. Get
Yeah.
it out of here. What I hate most about that particular weapon is that they gave it to the retro Snow Serpent. Now, I know everybody's heard me say that my biggest pet peeve with Hasbro is the fact that that retro Snow Serpent should have had the exact loadout that it had in the 3 3/4. Because personally, I think that 3 3/4 Snow Serpent is like as cool as any other 3 3/4 figure I've ever seen. I don't care that it's just a winter one. Dude, the mask, that little blue thing that came on the belly, had that killer backpack, had that little rocket that would launch right off from the ground, and it had an AK. They have to give it the AK. Just another jerk says Roadblock doing market research with all the right. Well, hey,
no doubt.
Pop Cold Frenzy in the house. Thank you for joining us, my brother. If you are on Twitter, you must be following Pop Cold Frenzy. I have about 450 figures, and I think the last time I checked, we just hit the 150 mark that came from his links, right? So I started doing, I think I got somewhere into the 20s or the 30s, and I was like, you know what, I should just do a thing. And it was so every time I buy someone his link, I make a post and I say figure count, etc. So yeah, a third of my collection has come from his amazing links, and that's a lot of diligence that he does every day. And not only is it cool to be able to get the savings, but like seeing it in the feed, you're just looking at cool shit all day. So true service to the community, great guy, pillar of the community, if you will. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Spentor's Lair says they'll be $25.99 in late December, most likely. I mean, at this rate, if they want them off them shelves, they're gonna have to get it down there. I think if they get it down to that, if it's anywhere under 30, people will buy them up and they'll go away. But I think if you lower it down to 35, they're still not going to go anywhere. Because at least for me, that ain't enough for me to make me jump for sure. Snow Leopard says version 1 Snow Serpents are elite. They are now a lot. When I give my list of figures, there's it goes by the ones that I had. So like my top 10 doesn't have a Snow Serpent or an eel in it because I didn't get them until way later. So, but when I throw out my top 10 of those, that's what happens there. So, Matt from Osmine says Hasbro blasters can shoot around corners. Yeah, right. Well,
yes,
do you guys remember that movie Runaway with Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons? And Gene Simmons it would fire the bullets that would like zip around the corners and shit like that. That was a movie that when we were Destro was my spirit animal. We were talking about some stuff the other day, and it was or a couple weeks ago, and that was one of the movies I brought up. And the other movie I brought up was Jim Cotta. Do you guys remember Jim Cotta?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a guy in like a weird town, and he had to fight his way through the town. It was like, I think it was some kind of a test. Like that was what it was called. The test in the town was called Jim Cotta. And like the climax of the movie is in the middle of the town. There's one of them horse things that it's got like it's like a platform with the 2 rings, and gymnasts do tricks on it. And he basically winds up beating up the whole town when they're rushing at him while he's spinning his legs around the thing. It's the stupidest 80s movie you've ever seen. But as a kid, whenever it was on, I couldn't look away. It was one of those things. So yeah, that's what's up. All right, so we'll just kind of run through Yojo June here a little bit. CG, did you get a Scarlet and Shebang?
No.
Yes, I passed as well.
I don't care for Ninja Force. The only thing I liked on the Scarlet, I think her head sculpt's really nice. Jabang looks good, but I just wasn't into them. I was out at that point, and even when they were in the comic, I'm like, this is stupid. So
Same.
yeah, I passed. Easy pass for me on that one.
Agreed. Well, it also didn't help that when I was considering it and I went over to look and it was and it was already sold out in like 25 minutes, like everywhere.
Yeah.
So don't get me going on that. I'm pretty sure Hasbro's engineering FOMO. You know, you do that, everybody goes, "Oh my god, I didn't get it. It's going to be rare." And then it pops back up in a little bit, and then everybody goes bananas ordering multiples because not only do they want their own, they think they're going to make money on the secondary market because if it's this rare, I can sell it. You know, I'll spend $60 and sell it for $100. I mean, that being said, I don't know if anybody's looked on eBay lately because I went over there today and there's some shit that I have that looks to be selling. Like Python is selling for like $80. Even the Royal Guards are somehow, I think you can still get those in stores and somehow they're selling like I don't know. Gymnastics fighting, just a weird pommel horse. Yes, that's what I think that's what it actually is the pommel horse. That's hilarious. That is the price point the Desert Scorpion ended at. Yes. So the Desert Scorpion ended out down in that 20 like low 20s and shit. So that's that's good.
20,
Yeah,
Nice.
I picked up a couple of them at that price. It was great.
That's what's up. Brother Block, how you feel about Ninja Force? Did you get a shebang set?
No, I didn't grab it, and I didn't grab the Ninja Force Zartan either. And I'm thinking about it every day. Is that FOMO you're talking about? You know, I'm constantly looking at the Target app, seeing which stores still have one. It's hard to hold off, but I got so many on my list. You know, I'm like, well, maybe I get it cheaper later. Yes, I mean it's dope, right? So I'm thinking. Yeah,
I have an extra one, Brother Block. If you change your mind and you can't find it, let me know.
Bet. Because it's like, at first I'm like, nah, I'll pass on all of it. But then I'm seeing the pictures. It looks fantastic. So I'm like, man, I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to it. But
that's how I hate Ninja Force, but Ninja Force Zartan does look really good.
And
I don't know who. I don't know who it was who retouched up the paint and stuff.
Michael Munn
and posted. Dude,
yeah.
I like what he did, and I will do the exact same thing.
It actually looks dope as shit the way he did it, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I agree. So that's our brother. I think it's at Dreadnought Reviews is his but Michael Munn is his name. Great guy. Amazing collection. Great display. I don't know if he catches his show, but if you're listening, brother, that you got that the way that's all set up with them white shelves is dope as fuck. Orskeezio, Ninja Force. Did you pass on the two-pack as well?
Yeah, pass on that Zartan. I like the Zartan. The 2-pack, I do like Chibang, but I was out. You know, I'm same age as you, man. I was out when those came around, so there's no draw there.
Right. Same. That was all happening as I was kind of on my way.
Sports and girls, buddy. Sports and girls.
Right. Brother Lou, Ninja Force, is it for you?
Oh, no, not really, except for Zartan, because Zartan is for me. I don't care what you do with Zartan. I'm going to buy Zartan.
No,
one of my favorite characters. But the 2-pack, no, I skipped on it. And it, like you said, it sold out quick. You know, if I see it in the store on clearance, maybe. But for me, it's not my wheelhouse. Not my wheelhouse. Although I will say I liked the slice and dice. I thought that 2-pack was awesome.
The what?
Yes.
Slice and dice.
Oh, yes. Actually, as a matter of fact, I opened them on the show a couple weeks ago, and I haven't moved them yet. These are fucking pretty dope figures, right?
Yeah.
That is. I have to say that I'm happy that I got those. CG said that they were great, so I was like, you know what? Maybe I order it, and I'm super happy that I did. Now, the same thing with the Zartan. I initially missed out on it, right? Like, I went to order it, and I was having a crazy day. I forgot it was happening, and so I missed it. And then it popped back up. God, I don't remember. I think Pop Cult Frenzy had said that it was back up on Target, and so I went and got it. But yeah, so the green and purple pants, they remind me too much of the Joker, right? It reminds me of this the superpowers colored Joker. So I think once I touch that up, and honestly, just as our brother Animus Levels got me all the equipment and the knowledge needed to put, man, I have this guy right here too. I'm putting a shirt on this guy. I almost might want to do it to this guy too. I don't know. Maybe not. I think it's kind of a choice to make them like this. I mean, I guess Zartan didn't have tattoos. That would, it's not hard to be in disguise if you have fucking identifiable tattoos. But if this guy had tattoos on him, I think that it would actually look pretty good. It really fits the whole thing. But one of the cool things too is it comes with this attachment piece where you can make it look like he's drawn the bow. Woo! And one thing that I like too is that the swords are different sizes. I don't know why I like that. One's a defensive sword, one's the attack sword. I'm pretty sure that's the same bow that Storm Shadow and Nogahite. Is it? Hold up.
No, I think it's a new one because they've got to
no.
have the attachment, the new attachment, so that they can do the drawstring. So
Yeah. No, that is different. Yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm all about it. Yeah, that is different. Very cool. So I said, you know what? I grabbed one, and then whenever I'm able to, I like to grab an extra one in case somebody from the community has missed it. Hold on here. Back to the stage. What's up, brother? Yeah. So that was a pass on me. Now, how about Deep Six or Orskeezio? Interested in Deep Six?
Yes.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
I thought it looks pretty cool. I'm actually passing on it initially. Listen, I'm trying something new this year, at least until the remodel is over. I spent a lot last year and that's fine. I thought it was fantastic and I love everything that I got. But at the same time, I'm trying to get through this remodel and then once that's over with, I can go back to splurging all over the place. So, let's see. I think we lost Orskeezio. Where's he at? At the stage.
There he is.
There he is. All right. Thanks, brother.
Sorry.
Spentor's Lair says the nanomites that allow Zartan to change color would not work if his skin was tattooed, and now we know no one's tattooed. But yeah, no, that works for me. I plus think too, identifying marks like that are probably no bueno on somebody that tries to look like somebody else, like without a doubt. Pop Cold says I want Deep Six, but no need to pre-order. Same here. Cal says Deep Six might actually be a good figure. I don't know. Initially, it looks kind of like what I'm looking for. How about you, CG?
For Deep Six?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think he looks great. I definitely pre-ordered him. It did put me on a hold of printing the shark because he's not going to fit in the shark that I was printing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna wait and see how big he is, and then see how I adjust the shark on its size.
Good call. Love it. Brother Block, how what are you thinking about Deep Six?
No, I'm getting him for sure. He's on the list. I mean, he's a guy you got to get. I didn't get him now, but I'm going to get him. But I did wonder about his size, kind of what CG was just saying. I mean, I know the OG was blocky and stuff like that, but looking at it, I mean, and I think I heard that they are going to have a shark. I mean, I watched so many videos. I think they said they are, right? It's glue, maybe.
It's amazing.
They say they were. I don't, it's kind of half and half, I thought, but how big does that thing have to be to get him in there? You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's the thing. If they make it big enough to fit him, does it look too big if you put any other figures in there? Because you can slide Torpedo in there in a one that fits that huge guy. Or maybe they do it like they make it so somebody else is driving the shark and Deep Six attaches to the, as they call it, the rumble seat, right? I just saw that episode recently where Torpedo attached himself to the bottom of the shark and they called that the rumble seat. So, I think that's actually an airplane term for the one seat.
It's a muscle car term.
Oh, okay.
Old cars would have a seat that folded down in the back in the trunk and it fold up, and then they would call it the rumble seat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yes.
no seat belts or anything. Like you were just out in the open,
right,
on a muscle car.
That's safe. Don't worry about that.
Cal 327 says used to catch people lying about who they are by tattoos a lot. Hey man, it's an identifiable mark that you cannot deny for sure. That's hilarious though. Matt from Mosemite says Dremel in a dream. That's funny.
Pretty much.
I'm sure he's referencing the shark and getting the whatchamacallit. Nice. Lou, Deep Six, how you feeling?
Yep, I pre-ordered him. I like what they did with him. I think he's a little big and bulky. It's kind of odd, the proportions. I was watching Robo talk about it this morning. He was talking about it on his show, and if you look at how the arms are, where the elbow would be when you put your arms in that suit, the elbow would be right about here on your on your wrist, right?
Right.
So that's where you're going to bend. You're going to break your arm, but we suspend disbelief. I think it was cool. I always hated the original one as a kid because it was boring. I loved the shark, but I hated Deep Six because only the arms moved. It wasn't a great figure, but I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely a must-have character. So
nice. That's what's up. CG, did I ask you? I don't about
Yeah,
Deep Six.
you did.
I did.
Yeah, you
All
did.
right. Nice. So we'll move on to one last one here. The Trouble Bubble 788 Trouble Bubble Varmint set. Now, me personally, I don't think it's a shock to anybody that I definitely want a bunch of. This is a wonderful sign that CG made for me. Absolutely love it. Thank you, brother. I'm 788 obsessed. So I ordered a couple sets, and I know Matt from Mosmine and I talked. He wants a bunch of varmints. I want the Trouble Bubble, so he and I will exchange, and then I'll wind up with a bunch of them, right? Now, when they first showed shots of that, they had the Viper in the Trouble Bubble, right? So what was it? The New York Toy Show earlier in the year when they first showed it, you couldn't see the Viper. But now we can see that Viper, and that Viper is fucking money, dude. Absolute money. So I'm definitely going to need a few of those. And yeah, that's just absolutely awesome. I don't know if I need to say any much more about that until I'm sure you all know how much I want those. Also, Matt from Mosmine is working on something that will have to do with the Trouble Bubble. Hopefully that winds up. I know he's putting a lot of thought into it, but when he described it to me, I was fucking like, yes, please. I desperately need that. Now the varmint, I would like one, but I don't think I want multiple of those, and I don't know why, because they look okay. And I did love the ferret, the navy blue one for Cobra. I thought that looks cool, but for some reason I don't know. I've got a ton of green shit and vehicles that you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I need a bunch of those. 2 would be fine. I'll be okay with 1, depending on how it shakes out. But what it'll boil down to is, especially if I have somebody that wants to trade 1 for 1, it's, do I want another varmint? Do I want another 788 Trouble Bubble? I think you all know where I'm going to go with that. Now, as just another jerk said, that Snake Eyes is the number 30 Alpha Commando Snake Eyes in a repaint. So that definitely is very interesting to me, because that's like that Alpha Commando is arguably my favorite fucking classified. I think it's ridiculous, especially for an all black figure with hardly any details. I love that thing. So I'm definitely very interested in this set. I think ultimately I ordered 4, but only in case I had a problem, meaning I got 2 from Pulse and then 2 separate orders from Amazon. I don't know if I'll be able to afford all those, to be honest with you. That's fucking $450. You start adding tax. That's a lot of money. I don't know if I'm going to have all that. It depends on, if they're not shipping till later and the remodel's over, maybe. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to be getting at least 2. And then, because I figure if I buy at least 2, if I get 2, keep both Trouble Bubbles, trade 1 varmint. I wind up having a varmint and then 3 Trouble Bubbles, 3 Vipers. I don't know. It seems okay, but I want more Vipers than that. I don't want to wind up having to pay like $40 a Viper on if you're even lucky enough to get it for that on eBay. So CG, how do you feel about the set, brother?
I pre-ordered 1 only for the Viper. I don't care about the Trouble Bubble, and I don't care about the Varmint and Snake Eyes. That Viper just looks so badass. And
for sure.
My 788 shelf definitely needs a Viper on it.
100%, dude. I hope they do more. It sounds like we have a Stealth Claw coming, is what it's called. I believe that's going to wind up being 7882. The leak described it as the leak that Destro's My Spirit Animal had. It describes it as gray, black, and red, which is exactly what that Trouble Bubble is. I think it's going to say 78. Dude, that Claw Pilot is one of my favorite figures from 2025. Really excited if that's how it winds up being. I will definitely wind up getting a couple of those as well. But we need more. Like we have, I want them to do an Alley Viper in 788. Now, don't get me wrong, this Crimson Alley Viper slides into the 788 crew really well. But I would prefer if you know, I don't know. I guess if I and the same thing with like Televipers and all these other ones. Give us all in 788, please, please, please. Orskeezio, how you feeling about this 2-pack?
I'm all about it. I do not have a ferret. I do not have a tiger paw. I have a OG Trouble Bubble. The Viper looks awesome, and anybody can ride it. So I don't care about the Snake Eyes figure. You can swap heads, put the helmet on, whatever.
Cool.
But I can put Tunnel Rat on it. I can put my Night Force guys on it.
Right.
So
right.
I do like it. I didn't pre-order it because I don't do that too often. So.
Nice. That's what's up. Love it. Brother Block, how you feeling on that 2-pack?
Well, I didn't get it right away, but I am going to get it mainly for the value of what you're getting, for the price. We talked about it earlier, right? You know what I mean? In terms of 2 vehicles and 2 figures, I love that,
yep.
right? And then secondly, even though it's another Snake Eyes, every time I say that and then I eventually get it, I love that Snake Eyes. You know, I got the polar bear Snake Eyes on clearance at Walmart, and I was like, let me get it, the bear and everything, and I freaking love that Snake Eyes. You sent me that desert Snake Eyes. I love that thing. You know what I mean? So every time, so I'm like, well, you know, I'm gonna love this Snake Eyes too. I'm sure. So I'm gonna track it down too. So, but I do have the ferret. I have 2 tiger paws because Tiger Force is my squad.
Yep.
But for the value, for that value, I'm definitely gonna get it. I do like for that price and everything you get, it's worth it to me.
That's what's up. Love it. Love it. Rock Lockdown says, yeah, there is something just a little off with the Crimson Alley Viper compared to 788. Yes, I agree. So if you look at how the Viper was done, where it's mostly black with a little red accents, which is what he says here, that's what I would prefer. If it was it's one of the things that I like about the Trench Viper is that, it's got this digital camo pattern. Actually, I'm not to jump around all over the place. I saw somebody that used the arms and legs of the Trench Viper and put it on the retro Viper buck, and dude, and he called it like a airman Viper or something, and it's one of the coolest customs I've ever seen. I wish I could remember who that was. I would send everybody over there to take a look. But yeah, so definitely for sure. Lou, how you feeling about that 2-pack, brother?
As of right now, I'm skipping that price point for what it is. Just doesn't interest me. I've got a bunch of Trouble Bubbles already. I think I've got 2 regular ones, 2 or 3 pythons. I've got the tiger paw and the ferret, and I mean, I like what they did with that Snake Eyes. It's very similar, kind of an homage to the Resolute Snake Eyes a little bit. Green, that gray and green scheme. Right now, I'm just not pre-order. Maybe I'll get it down the road. I don't think it's going to sell out quick, so. We'll see. We'll see when things come in and get some pictures of in-hand shots. I do love the way that Viper looks, though. And I like the fact that they're using the new retro Viper for that body too. I like that retro.
Yes.
Viper.
Yes.
Yeah. Dope.
Yes. No, I agree. I'm glad that they used that retro one too. That's one of those retro figures that, like, at first I was like, oh man, I love the 3-pack. What do we need? What do we need this for? Now, I still stand by that 3-pack as my favorite, but the retro is really fucking cool. I like the way that it looks like that. All right, very good. Now, we did get some renders. The Legacy Avalanche Medic looks. I'm interested to see that. I'll try to give it a fair shake. The Special Forces Legacy guy really kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I really thought that was overwhelmingly underwhelming, but I'm willing to doctor
it up, brother.
Right. No, that's for sure. That's for sure. No, there's things that can be done. The problem is fucking time, brother. I look around at all of this shit that I bought last year. I never touch it because I'm so busy doing all this stuff. It's this remodel. Once that remodel's over, forget it. I'll have time to do shit. Yeah, for sure. But I'm willing to give that a shot. That I'm gonna definitely be interested with that. Looks like I think that the Vamp Mark II. I think that looked great. I think we all knew that was coming. And then now I was thinking about this earlier, and I tried to search it real quick, and I couldn't find anything. Did they definitely say that they were reissuing the Vamp, the first Vamp?
Yeah, he said that. He said that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard. Yep.
Now I wonder if it winds up looking. I mean, to me, I think the smart thing to do would just be to release it exactly how it was, right? Because everybody that's dying for it, dude, I'm even gonna buy a second one, as long as it's not like $160. But I would buy another one. But maybe their logic might be, well, if we make it a little different, we'll get everybody who wanted one, who missed out, will buy them, and then we'll get the people who did get one to buy another one because it's different enough, right? So let's just hope that they don't try to be slippery on us like that, but maybe we get to we'll get to see what's up with that. The other thing too, that was kind of like a megaton bomb was no HasLab. So
I was kind of happy about that.
I'm fine with that.
I am too. My
So
wallet has been on the fritz since this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
I will be taking the money that was setting aside for a HasLab, and I have 3POA up on the TV, and Bobby's showing off Action Force stuff that's coming out.
there it is.
So I think a lot of my money's going to start going over to there.
there's no doubt about that. I'd also like to remind everybody that Matt from Mo's Mind makes the Atlas and some other stuff that is very, very much worth your dough. I know that I will be pushing extensively the stuff that Matt has as well, because this is a viable HasLab alternative. We've been saying that since it was released. It's a very legit vehicle, and I know that he's working on making a different back. So that right there is the troop carrier. That also has the seats, and it's you can get the M249s on the side. It takes the canopy off, and I know he's working on putting something back there. So everybody look out for that. Spencer's later says, did anyone notice that Clutch version 2 has different arms, or am I imagining it? I didn't notice that, but I did notice
like
that. Yeah, the missile system is the same as the Snowcat, which is cool. So they're already getting some extra use out of that. I think that's
A retrofit.
He looks sleeveless because he's got the tan arms. I said the exact same thing when I first saw the pictures, but it is the same guy. It's just those tan arms blend so much into the rest of the arm, but he does have the tan short sleeve. So he's not sleeveless, but so it looks like it's the same thing.
Love it. Love it.
Guns out, guns out.
So it sounds pretty consensus here that we'll all live without a HasLab. So listen, I'm not mad. And I think it might also speak to, like, if you look at a lot of the stuff that they've already been talking about, like, we might wind up getting like a lot of vehicles this year, right? We've already been talking about a lot of them. There are like renders and all that. I can't remember the number, but like if you looked at this time of year, how many vehicles that they're talking about giving us, that it's just a little wild. So maybe that's the case. I mean, also, and never mind the fact the economy is on fire. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't have an extra, $300 something to throw down and to not see anything for a year. Speaking of which, we are right about that time. I think this time last year where we started getting the updates that the Rattler was being shipped. That was or we were, it was being it was hitting port or something like that. So I'm hoping that we wind up hearing something soon. Spencer's later says, honestly, I'm a bit upset about no HasLab because really thought it would be the Moray. That was consensus, and it made sense, right? It was Cobra's turn in the way that they had been staggering it, and it was now we had an air vehicle for each and like a tank for each. Next would be to hit something with the water, and if you're looking at a Cobra water vehicle, there's no better HasLab than a fucking Moray. So, agreed. A little disappointed on that, but like really. Where the fuck am I going to put this shit? I don't even know where I'm going to put the Snowcat. I got
100%. There
the
you
Hiss, the Dragonfly.
So I don't have any.
I don't know where I'm going to put it. Even the boxes, like the boxes are amazing, but some boxes take up a whole. You know what I mean? Like I love displaying them, and I'm not taking them down. But like, holy shit, the Snowcat looks enormous, right? I know how much space this takes up, and I think it's like almost as big. I don't think it's as big as the Atlas, but it's close. Yeah, so I hopefully we get some updates on that soon, and I think that pretty much. So hopefully, next week we get to see some more cool stuff. I think it would be cool for us Joe fans after, you know, the panic that, I don't want to say panic really, but the uncertainty that kind of came along with watching two of the prominent members of the design team, the number 1 and number 2, kind of walk out the door to go somewhere else. Without, you know, believe me, they don't owe us an explanation other than that's what they're doing, right? Nope, we went over here. But if we knew maybe why they left, right? Is it because they were told that that classified as we know is coming to an end? Is it because personal reasons? Is it because money? You know, again, they don't owe us nothing, and I don't necessarily need it, but it would also shed some light onto what that uncertainty is and everything. But no, I think we're going to be fine. Everybody, even like, you know, people that I know that are in the know, you know, like Chris from the Full Force, great guy, great show. I'm sure everybody here is already following and whatever. Make sure you are, though, if you're not. Very informative. And what he said today was that everything's going to be fine. So, like, you know, I'm sure he's talking to people. I don't think he would say that unless he had some idea of what, you know what I mean? So I'm not worried. That honestly was good enough for me. 610 Yojo Daddy in the house. What's up, my brother? He says, Destro, you and I both know there's no such, there's so much coming. We're going to be spending HasLab money anyway. Folks, relax. Yeah. G.I. Joe run strong. Agreed. No. Listen, they're getting it all. I'm hooked into this line. And, you know, I definitely see, like, definitely Action Force is grabbing my eye. There's no doubt about that. They got some nice stuff. I'm doing my best to not spend any money on the Haya Exquisite line because that floodgate will never be able to be closed. But 610 Yojetti, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Kalel says, I only have a Stinger and the Tiger Force Duke, but would, you know, definitely want a Thunder Machine. We are getting the Thunder Machine. That was one of the leaks that Destro as my spirit animal had, that it was coming. I believe this year. I believe we're getting that this year for sure. So excited for that.
I hope so.
I did keep hearing that they've moved the moccasin back to next year. So the leak is that the moccasin is coming, and it's going to come with a female gunner that is basically it. Now, CG Horror shared a picture of, it basically looks like a female copperhead, and that's what it's going to look like, and she's going to be the gunner, and that's what we got there. So I think that's pretty awesome. Kalel says, Haya has my money already. Yeah, dude, listen, I want I want 2 Alley Vipers and a Major Blood for sure. I enjoyed every other one. I love their iteration of the Viper. It's got just a slight variation in how the mask is formed and the color. It's just, there's something about it. But that, I have to say that the Haya Alley Viper is probably the best designed Alley Viper I've seen. That is until my brother Aaron Sparrow sends me back. He's working on something for me. I sent him a heavy metal, and I wanted him to be colored in the navy blue and red that Scrap Iron is. It's gonna be Scrap Iron's buddy, big heavy armor kind of guy. And then I send him CG Horror as a part of a wonderful gift package. Sent me an Alley Viper, and I sent that one to him. And Aaron is gonna add some black and make it look a little different. And he's gonna be the Alley Viper troop leader. So I'm sure when that comes back, because I don't know if y'all have seen any of the customs that dude does. It is fucking unreal. He just turned a whole bunch of figures into some desert figures, like a Flint, a Stalker, just like the regular classified figures. But he paints them to like tan, and then puts the black and white camo on, bro. Have you guys seen any of that? Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't think he posts much. Yeah, well, guess what? If you're brother Aaron, go check out what he's got going on over there. He's a wonderful comic writer, which is actually what he does. But when he came on the show, he blew me away. He's got that encyclopedic knowledge like Brother Conrad or Brother Jeremy. So very, very cool. G.I. Jetman, what's up, my brother? How are you? Welcome in. Where can we find you, G.I. Jetman? Instagram, Facebook, any social media? Because I'm trying to think. As soon as I saw the name, I know I've seen you in some chats before, but I don't know if I'm following you anywhere. We got to correct that. All right, so now that we kind of moved through what is the news, right? That's what's happening now. We look forward to the installment of Yojo June next week. I'd like to talk to Brother Lou about his GI journey. Now, Brother Lou collects, as you can see in the background, a wide variety of things. He's very versed. He collects a lot of stuff besides GI Joe. What do you like to collect besides GI Joe, my brother?
For a long time, it was nothing but Star Wars Black Series and then GI Joe Classified. And
Okay.
I was strict, and then I started diving into the Transformers, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. My Transformers collecting days are just about done. I'm almost completely done. I got a couple more pieces here and there, and I'm done. So I'm happy with that. But then shit explodes, right? So you got Valaverse, Action Force. I love what Valaverse is doing. I love the figures. So I'm a big Action Force collector. The black and basically everything that's within reason, everything that Valaverse has been putting out. I enjoy what they're doing. Got on I dipped my toe last year just to see, talked with the guys at Savage Crucible at one of the shows. Really nice group of people. So I bought a Savage Crucible and said, maybe we'll see. I kind of like this. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the line. I'm essentially a Savage Crucible shill at this point. I'm just all in. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mark from Destro is my spirit animal is also now, and he got a few pieces. We were talking about that last week. He's enjoying it.
Nice. I'm glad he is. They're fantastic figures, and it's fun. So I often stayed more grounded to military line, modern military, and that kind of stuff. Aside from Star Wars, as a kid, grew up with Star Wars, all that. So that's the nostalgia pull. But yeah, so having this fantasy line's been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of photography with it and just having a lot of fun with Savage Crucible. Aside from that, it waited patiently for years. I know other people are the same way as far as the Fresh Monkey Fiction and Big Bad Workshop figures that for so long, we're seeing the pictures of the Monster Force and the Soldiers of Fortune and everything else. When they finally got here, it's like, holy shit, these are good.
Really good.
So kind of dove into that a little bit. But that's about it for me at that point. I jumped under the Jada Street Fighter line, but again, that's something that has a finite finish line, right? So I'm not going past the original Street Fighter 2 Ultra figures. So the last two just got put up for pre-order. So I'm done there, right? So that's it. So continuation. I would say aside from GI Joe, Valaverse, Savage Crucible, and Big Bad Workshop stuff right now. That we're doing collecting. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yep.
I love it. Very diverse.
Yep.
I think when you at the very least can appreciate other toy lines, it really puts other toy lines in perspective, right? Like when once I got a Delta Red, my expectations for classifieds went up. Meaning if I can get this for $42, then I'm still going to demand something decent from Hasbro for $30, because otherwise I'll spend an extra $10 and just get a better figure, right? To a degree, to a certain degree. You want a troop build with a bunch of stuff. It is what it is. So as a kid, were you a consumer of GI Joe as a kid? Did you watch the cartoons? Did you read the comics?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm an old guy, so I started out with 1982 with GI Joe. I remember.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I was a Star Wars kid. Grew up with Star Wars in the 70s and early 80s, and then the commercials started for this new line from Hasbro, GI Joe, and I knew what GI Joe was because I remember I had friends who were a little bit older than me that had some of the 70s, not Action Force, but the GI Joe Adventure Team stuff, and that was kind of on the tail end, about to die out when I was real little. So I never had any of that. But then, GI Joe pops up. My father's military, so military has always been in my blood.
Nice.
And so GI Joe comes up, and for the time, especially when it started out, there was a lot that stuck to realistic military. There was some far out stuff, like Flash, which was my first figure ever, my first GI Joe figure I ever got. But yeah, it started out in '82, and at that point, Star Wars was kind of waning a little bit, and then GI Joe was just ramped up, and that was my number one. In the '80s, that was my number one toy line. Loved the cartoons. I had a subscription. I don't know if you guys ever remember having a subscription. I had a subscription to the comic book, so I forgot. I would get the comic book in the mail every month, and I was always amazed how different the comic was from the cartoon. The cartoon was so lighthearted, and Duke's got a big smile on his face, and he and Scarlet and
Cobra Commander's a buffoon.
Right, he's a cackling buffoon, and in the comic you've got real death, blood,
Right.
just
Right.
dark themes for, as a kid looking at that, you're like, oh my God. But that was it. So, and so G.I. Joe for me kind of went from, as far as a real American hero, my focus on it was basically from 82 to about 87. And kind of halfway through the 87 line is when I dipped off. It was middle school, girls, skateboards, heavy metal,
Yep.
things changed.
We
And,
all have a very similar thing.
yeah.
That we do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Same
And that
thing.
was
Once you kiss a girl and you realize that they don't think toys are cool, you're like, well,
All done.
I'm out.
choices
Yeah.
are being made. Choices
Yeah.
are
Yes.
being made right now.
Yes, exactly. Trying to figure out how we can box up all those toys and hide them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Definitely. I definitely
that
bought
was
a
it.
few figures. I think the last couple Joe figures that I bought, I was like, man, these are just too fucking awesome not to buy. And every once in a while, you take them out and you look at them. I definitely had stopped playing with them, but I definitely would open them up and just stare at the card art, look at the figures, and then put them back in the box and slide them away. But by the time I
Yes.
think I was 13 or 14, that was a wrap. They went in the box and then they were not to be looked at again for some time. So, did you have you? So I think that answers my next question, which was, if you were actively collecting. So it sounds like you did have a dark period where you stopped and you went
Yeah.
on. What got you back into toys later in life?
Moved from I'm from Connecticut, so I was right next door to you, essentially, Destro.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
from
know
Bristol.
that.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, bro.
Well,
Yep.
dude, I'll send you the information on the end of the summer get together up this way, and if you're interested, even if you drive up for a night, it might be worth it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not in Connecticut anymore. I would,
Oh, that's
but
right.
send me the info anyway. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in Georgia. I'm in Georgia now. I grew up in Connecticut,
Mm.
but I live in Georgia now, and moved down. I was about 20 years old. Moved to Georgia, and starting life over again. Right? I didn't know anybody or anything else, so spent a lot of time early on by myself, just kind of getting a feel for Georgia and what it's about. And you got to keep yourself busy. So I remember around that time was when Star Wars Power of the Force 2 came out, and started seeing these things and popping up, and I was like, what's this about? That's kind of what got the ball rolling and got me started in collecting, and looking at these things as a collection rather than playthings. And that kind of waned in and out over the course of 5-6 years. You get some stuff here and there, and then another dip after a while. My son was born, and when he started getting old enough to play with toys and whatnot, that's when things kind of started getting crazy, because he and I would go and toy hunt together, and he always came home with a toy. I didn't always come home with a toy, because didn't find something on the shelves that you want, but my son did. And so that kind of became our thing too, toy hunting, and that's kind of what ramped things up for me. 25th line, I bought a couple figures, but then as that line continued into transformed into the first movie line, I wasn't really big on the designs, so I didn't really pick up too many of them. Then they went into the Pursuit of Cobra line, and that's when that 3 3/4 GI Joe line it got good.
Probably
and
the best line. It's right now the high exquisite looks really good, but if you're looking pre-classified, I don't think anything fucks with Pursuit of Cobra. Those figures, the snow job.
Missed all that.
Oh, dude, I remember seeing those in the store, and I think I almost bought the low light. And I think I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember seeing there was 2 other ones there that I was not that it was like, oh, they look cool, but whatever. And the one that I wanted, low light, was there. He's one of my favorites, and I remember being like, you know what, I think I'm gonna get that. But this is back when I was partying. And I was like, you know what? If I see, I think it was like one of those things like, oh, if I come back at the end of the week with more money and it's here, I'll buy it. And then I just never saw it again. But yeah, dude, that line is sick.
It was absolutely incredible. And, and it moved into the 30th and then the 50th. Loved that line. I was all in with that. And then, then GI Joe, closed its shop again for a number of years before classified. So had our thin years again. So again, collecting at that point was still a lot of Black Series, Star Wars Black Series. It was definitely heavily into Star Wars. That was about
Nice.
it. Yeah. So, but yeah, good.
Nope, sorry. Go ahead. You can finish.
Oh no, well, the GI Joe thing. I honestly didn't know how long that classified would last. I kind of thought it was going to be, kind of a one and done with about 5 to 8 figures, and I thought the line was going to die. So it's nice to see what it's done
That
over
was-
the past
I thought the
5,
same
6
thing.
years. Yeah, see, yeah.
Oh,
It did
definitely have heard that from a couple of people, and it
not,
it makes sense too. I still like. I remember, so right before I actually got into classifieds, I remember somebody showed me the page for the HASLab Hiss, and I didn't know that it was 6-inch stuff. I thought it was still 3 3/4. I looked and I was like, "That's just a Hiss tank for $300." And they're like, "Yeah, you don't get it for like a year." And I was like, "Get this fucking phone out of here!" What do you mean? I was like, "I don't know what the fuck they're talking about," but they're not getting $300. And I remember saying, and I was like, "Is it made out of metal?" And he's like, "I don't think so." And then I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't know. It was 6-inch. I didn't know it was 6-inch or anything until December 2024. I saw the Alley Viper, and it clearly said 6. I stopped. I was like, "Is that an Alley Viper?" And it big lit, so it said 6-inch scale, and then that got me looking further, and I immediately ordered it, and that's literally the. It was like blowing a door open for sure. Gives Me Toys says, "Got to find a woman with this sickness as well." Bro, I don't know, dude. I think there's only enough money in the wallet for one of us. but God bless if you have somebody that's like that. I know Brother Rip and Mrs. Tide have a relationship where I think they enjoy that aspect of each other for sure, which is great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, for sure. Kalel says, "I grabbed some stuff in '97. I have collecting on and off because of the Stars and Stripes set." Oh yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
So let me before we get to some of your pictures, let me just when did you meet Abby and how did you want and Talib? How did that all unfold?
Okay, so that unfolded basically. Abby started the Figure Fight Club. Trying to remember when. I guess it was. What I remember anyway, coming into it was probably late 2024. I could be wrong on the date. I don't remember, but he put out the open mic night on Tuesday nights, and I'd watch it and saw these guys and everybody was having fun, and I said, okay, well, maybe I'll jump in one of these days, and so I did one day, and completely over my head. They were talking about stuff that I don't collect. I will blame and thank them for some of the additional lines of toys that I collect today, because I was more focused before I joined up with these guys, and it's opened and expanded, which has been fun. Don't get me wrong, it's been fun. I've had a blast with it. But so went on open mic. It was cool. It was all right. Went I think 1 or 2 more times maybe. And then kind of dipped away for a little bit. And then I met Abby at Toylanta here in Georgia. He came to the show and I was there. So we actually got to meet in person and we talked for a while. And he's like, "Oh, you got to come back on the show. We haven't seen you." I said, "Okay, fine. I'll jump in." He's like, "Yeah, it'd be great. Come in. We'll talk about the Toylanta show." Great. Okay. And that's kind of when things kind of snowballed a little bit. So we did that. And then I was on almost every week on open mic with them. Started getting to know them a little bit more. Talib was there, of course. At that point, Talib was a co-host officially. Then went down to IshCon in North Carolina that same year. So this was 2025. And that's, again, hung out with Abby all weekend, and we kind of got to know each other more. I got a little bit more involved with them. And it was, I was not behind the scenes involved, but I wasn't a host or anything, but we talked about ideas and things of that nature. And
Nice.
Abby would bounce ideas off me. I guess, as he got to know me, he got to trust me more. So that kind of formed the bond. Same with Talib. And then they had a need for another co-host. And I, told him flat out, I'm like, "Me?" And at that point we'd known each other enough that they were like, "Yeah, no, you're the guy." Okay, cool. And so there we are. And then the show that I do now, the Taking the Shot, is something we've been developing for see, I joined as a co-host, and it's been talked about for about probably a good 6 months. It's taken us about 6 months to kind of put it, solidify it
Right.
and put it together. So here it is now, and it's been a lot of fun. It was kind of a thing initially. Abby was talking to me about doing a GI Joe show. He's like, "You're the GI Joe guy." I'm like, "Okay," but I don't want to be pigeonholed into one subject, and that's the thing. And there are so many out there that could probably do GI Joe a lot better than I could. And I've got more that I want to talk about than just GI Joe. So, and I love GI Joe, but again, it's a crowded. It can be crowded, and I didn't know I had anything new to offer that isn't already out there. So I said, let's talk about something else, and then we bounced ideas and came up with a photography show.
That's
so
what's
here
up.
we are. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. I love it. Yeah, I think you guys are all great together. Oh, dude, and before I forget to ask you, and I've been meaning to ask you this like for forever.
Okay.
What is Lucida? What is your @ name? What is that? What is that? I've been trying to figure it out on my own, and I have no idea.
Okay. It is Lucida Base. Lucida Base 3. 3 is my lucky number. That's why that's there. Lucida Base was my handle with my old band back in the day. The name of the band.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we were called Lucidian, and that was the handle that I had on our old message board on our website. Blah blah. So I've always kind of used it. So it's always kind of been a part of who I am, and so it's always been my IG somewhere. And then when I started the IG account with the photography, I said, well, I'll keep using Lucida Base 3. It makes no sense to toy photography. It makes no sense to toy collecting, but it's a part of my history. So I just stuck with it.
Have you seen my name, brother? Jesus.
Yeah. No, there you go. Let's see. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. What kind of music did you play, my brother?
We were I like to describe it as melodic, heavy, aggressive metal. Okay, so we were mostly singing vocals versus the growl, not a Lamb of God where it's all just, You've got a singer who can sing, Iron Maiden, something like that, but still modern metal and good.
I would say I believe our brother Orskeezio was in a band very similar to that. Am I saying that right, Orskeezio?
Kinda more All That Remains ish. That Massachusetts kind of metal from the early 2000s is kind of what we were at ish.
Okay.
Kill Switchy. Yep.
Yeah. I
Nice.
love Kill Switch. They're one of my favorite.
Yeah,
bands.
so do I.
Love those guys.
My vocalist could not do Lamb of God, or else we would have went more heavier. But
there you
Right,
go. Yeah.
Right.
I handled a lot of the growl vocals, and we did a lot of Alice in Chains is one of my biggest, most favorite bands. So we loved, one of the aspects we loved about Alice in Chains is the call and response vocals that Lane and Jerry always had. So we kind of had that with myself. I was the bass player, but I'm also a singer, but I never wanted to really be a lead singer. So we had our lead singer, and I would do a lot of the harmony vocals, the call and response vocals, and then our second singer is an absolutely incredible vocalist. The kid's voice is fucking amazing, and so I had to sing less. So I started developing more of the growl stuff, more the heavy stuff to come in under him when he was singing. That wasn't as easy, though. I'll be honest. Learning how to do that shit.
That's what's up. Very good. Very good. Well, I tell you what. Let's get right to it. How long have you been doing the photography? I think you and I actually talked about this when I was on the show. Has it been like a year?
Yeah, about a year since I've really actually put effort into learning how to do photography. Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up. Where do you feel a lot your inspiration comes from? Like, I know a lot of GI Joe photographers will use maybe a scene from a cartoon or something, a cover of one of the issue covers or something like that. Do you draw inspiration from anywhere particular like that?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly, there's reading the comics for as long as I did back in the day. I haven't read comics lately, so I can't can't cite any modern comics necessarily for inspiration, but I would say remembering what I remember from what I used to read as a kid, that can inspire things for sure. Movie scenes will inspire things, and not necessarily GI Joe. Action films and things of that nature. Sometimes it's just something that just pops into your head. It's like, well, you got this guy and that guy, and we got a scene of this. It comes from wherever. And I will say this as well: the photographers that I've been following on Instagram, including Complete Carnage, is one of them, just to name one. That's why when he was on with you. Yeah, when he was on with you the other day, I was like, oh my God, because I'd never seen him in person, or seen his face before or anything. But I was like, I know that guy.
Well, guess what? I'll use this opportunity to remind everybody. We teased it a little bit. He and I are in the infancy stages of putting a project together.
Nice.
I'm going to tell you guys this. I think that when it's all said and done, we're going to have something fucking unbelievable to everybody. It's I don't. Again, we're in such infancy. I don't know how we're going to be presenting it all together, but I can tell you this: we're trying to grab the attention of quite literally everybody with this, and so just the initial conversation that he and I had back and forth was. I feel like we are in sync with how we view a lot of things. In terms of like G.I. Joe, the lore, and yeah, I am excited to say the least, because again, the very little bit that we've gone back and forth, I think we have a very same good idea of what we want it to look like in the end. But furthermore, I don't know if you guys like the captions that he writes are fucking perfect, right? They're like truly militaristic, but also fitting perfectly with the shot. Oh, and never mind the fact that he's just the most ridiculous photographer, right? I mean, just there's so much going on there. He's such a talented dude. He's also a musician. If you guys didn't know that, he, I believe, made a living off of it for a very long time.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so very, very good. I love that dude. He was excellent on the show. I was very thankful that he came on, and I cannot tell you enough how fucking excited I am to work with him on this upcoming project. So
absolutely,
very good, very good.
Yeah, he was one of the first. I'm trying to. I think he used to put it. I think he still does, but on one of the Facebook communities, he often would put up photography. And then I found his Instagram kind of through that and followed him. So I think I follow his Instagram with both my private account and my Lucida Base 3 account. Honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Put it in both timelines. You
Good
can't
stuff.
go wrong with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Very good stuff. I like that. So yeah, those guys out there on Instagram definitely have inspired me as well. So it's just a matter of whatever story pops in my head.
Awesome. That's what's up. So let's see. Brother CG, you want to pull up? I guess they don't have to be in any particular order, but let's get to Lou's photography. What do we got here?
Ready to go.
All right. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably been up there. There we go. Add to the stage. There we go. So tell us about this one, brother. This is awesome.
Yeah, this was one that again, it was something that popped into my head one afternoon. It's like, oh, I can do this. I had the suited guys there, the Marvel Legends figures actually, and I just had this idea of the agents coming in. I was getting excited for the Monster Force agents too, for sure. The suited guys,
Definitely.
They weren't here yet, so. So again, it's just a shot in the office. I had a story kind of in my head where it was an exchange. G.I. Joe was getting involved with a Black Ops type organization to and that's why you've got the Steel Brigade in the background, like they're getting their loadout together, kind of getting ready. Again, it's just various different thoughts that pop into my head at any given time for a scene. I think I just gotten that Flint too. That was the new retro Flint, and I freaking love that figure. And I was like, I've got to do something with this figure. And of course, one of my favorite things that I've really gotten into is building out dios, right? and getting the photos and trying to fill things in with all kinds of background and try to make it immersive. So almost bringing you into the scene. And, a lot of what's here is Red Atlas dio pieces. You get the desk, the closet in the back. I think I had just gotten that weapons locker in the back, and I was like, I got to do something with that too. But yeah, that's about it for that.
Nice. Let me ask you, how many different light sources did you use on this one?
I was probably still at that point when I did this one. I was very concentrated on the kind of the 3-point kind of thing. So you've got you got your key light, you've got your backlight, and then you've got your additional light as needed. I think I probably was doing that with this shot, and it was more kind of over, and the key light was coming up through behind dial tone there. So yeah, 3.
Nice. I love it. I love it. A couple people in this coming into the chat here. We have Call Sign Smash in the house. Christopher Camano and Moonrunner City. Welcome into all of you. Call Sign Smash, quite the photographer in his own right. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Now, here, this is another banger and another great example of that lighting. Now, the way that they're positioned, and you can see now, because I have my glasses on, I can't see what figure that is that's facing away from us. Is that what you have? Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Yeah. Sorry. I can't because I'm on this stupid fucking phone. That positioning is perfect. I absolutely love this one. What is the? Tell us about this one.
This one was for there was a group that I was doing collabs with, the G.I. Joe collab group, who I haven't heard from anybody on that. Either they kicked me out or nobody's doing it anymore. I don't know.
Okay. Right.
But I hope they didn't kick me out. We all follow each other still. They all still follow me, so I don't think they kicked me out. I think it just kind of faded.
Right.
But that's what this was for, and the focus was dreadnoughts. And so with this one again, it was just, I had an idea of, and it's not an original idea, don't get me wrong, Chuckles is captured and the dreadnoughts are gonna put the screws to him type thing. I've got a couple different views of this shot. In fact, like I said, this is an older shot, and when I was digging up the other day to put the call out for G.I. Joe photography for our show coming up this week, I used one of the alternate shots from this, from this shoot, and I put that up on Instagram. I think it was the beginning of this, end of last week, where Zorana was actually in the front, so she was up front and center in a different angle. The rest of the guys, everything else was pretty similar. This one I relied on some blue lighting, so I've got a blue hued light. I just liked the way it looked. It was and it just kind of got saturated with blue. I've got some normal light. I keep putting my hand out, but you can't see that because I'm off camera. I'm gonna bring my hand closer. So,
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So coming up behind, further down the hallway, so to speak, to the left of Monkey Wrench is a light coming in, sort of, kind of from the back. I've got another light on the right hand side, coming in behind Buzzer, and then I've got the blue. The blue is kind of oversaturating a little bit, coming down from the ceiling.
That's very cool. Very cool.
And again, go ahead.
What kind of smoke machine do you have? Do you have one of those bigger ones, or do you got the little guy?
I have none. That's something I want. That's something I need to get a hold of. I have not gotten one yet.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to the one that I got off of Amazon. It's basically almost like a vape box, and it literally, the thing you screw on to the top of it is like a vape cartridge almost. It comes with a little hose that you can set up, and then you can run the hose over and have it kind of like come out of the back of something. And even if you're not like holding it there, right? And even if you don't have the hose on, I just kind of turn it sideways, and it kind of shoots it out into an area just enough. I did see one that I think is a little better, but it was like $100-something. The one that I got was $30. So I'll send you the link, and And yeah, it'll definitely be worth it.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
GI Joe
Yeah.
Guy 84, brother Conrad in the house. Thank you for joining us. He's singing the praises on this. He says, amazing shoot. The perspective on this one is excellent. I couldn't agree more, for sure. Thank you for joining us, my brother. A great photographer in his own right there, our brother Conrad. All right, now what's up next? What is this one?
So this is a recent one I did. Again, this is my obsession with the Big Bad Workshop and Monster Force. So we've got a subway scene, or that's what it is. I've got a lot of the extreme sets that are fantastic for this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Fairly inexpensive. They're cardboard, so you got to be a little careful with them. But the detail on them is amazing. There's certain ones.
Crazy.
Yeah, certain ones look so real when you get down in there with the camera. You can really create something beautiful with them. So anyway, so this is the subway set. You got the stairway, you got the whole thing with this. Again, this was just a situation of, you got the Secret Service type guys, and something went haywire, right? And
Right.
there's a zombie breakout in the subway. So I've got a couple zombie guys. I've got the Secret Service guys, and then the guy that in the forefront, that's you can only see the side of his head, and he's holding the gun there. I've got other shots that I had done, and basically I don't have him with me, do I? No, he's in the other room. But he's just a character I created using one of the Soldiers of Fortune figures, and the head from the tuxedo guy.
Nice.
And again, this is a series. I got a series of different shots from different angles of basically an escort situation gone wrong with zombies, with the undead.
Nice.
There you go.
No, great storytelling. I absolutely love it. So I just looked down and I see our brother Animus Levels has joined us in the chat. Animus, I don't know if you were around in the beginning, but we were all singing the praises of your amazing artistry. I think the words I used were, we didn't know that we had Leonardo da Vinci in the house. So when I get back up on the big screen, dude, and let me know if you got I sent you a couple text messages. I think I sent them to the right person. I think that's the first time I tried to use your phone number, but I will put that back up on the big screen in a minute, brother. The best way to describe how amazing I think it is that for 25 minutes I stared at the same thing in silence. That is impossible to get me to do that. So we will get back to that in a hot second. So this one, dude, when you sent me the shots initially, so do you use any post-production like Lightroom or InShot or anything like that?
No, because
Nice.
I don't know how.
Damn.
That's the only reason. I've messed with things, and I don't feel comfortable and I'm trying to learn. Because I'd like to do more with it, but I just get frustrated. I don't have the patience for it, and I'm like, well, does it look good? Does it not look good? I don't know. Fuck.
Right.
So I try to do as much as I can, just strictly with lighting and positioning, and so that's
in camera, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question?
I shoot with my phone. Go ahead.
I just want to ask him, what are you using for photography? Camera, phone? What type of camera?
Samsung Galaxy S24.
Okay, so what I got, but like a couple newer.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the Galaxies have always had. I use a Samsung Note, so it's a Galaxy Note, whatever. It's all basically running on the same kind of thing. Very, very cool. They're great cameras. You know what I mean? It's like I'm having a hard time, spending $500-600 on a camera when I have one that seemingly is really doing the trick. So somewhere down the line, though, maybe I wind up with something like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yeah, what figure is that?
Okay, this is Naraka from, and I've got him right here actually, from Savage Crucible, and this is from I'm part of the Savage Crucible Saturdays collab group, and that's what this was from, and I'm obsessed with this figure, and he's got there's certain aspects to with the sword, with the side of his face that is blacklight reactive, right? So all that green that you see across the side of his face, I don't know how well it comes out on the size there, but all that green you don't see, and you don't really see by your naked eye. But if you get a black light on there, it just glows. It glows. And the same with the sword. And so again, this was just put together sort of a dungeon type scenario. I loved how the colors came out on it. I've got a red, almost orange glow light coming up behind the diode piece there.
Love
Most
that.
of this, thank you. And then I've got a black light. It's a flashlight. It's cheap. I really want to get a really nice black light to use, but again, those cost a lot of money. So the cheap one that I got can work. And what I did, I am so basic with the way I set these things up. And I'd seen somebody else talk about it, so I said I'm going to try it. I took a piece of paper because it's a really broad. The light comes broad, but I wanted to really kind of focus it on his head and on the sword because that's what I wanted to actually bring the glow out of. And so I created with just a piece of paper. I created my own snoot, just kind of wrapping it around and making a cone from the flashlight so I could kind of position it. And that was actually handheld. I was literally holding it in place.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I've got so many of those instances. I had one where I was holding between my knuckles. I had the one Ulanzi light with the red, and then over between these two fingers, another Ulanzi white, while my small rig was goosenecking right over the top. And I got my phone with between two fingers with my extra finger to hit the actual button, bro. Oh my God. Yeah. It's I feel like Sanford and Son photography when I got that shit happening, but yeah, no, this came out great. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. There's the hood.
That's dope.
Oh yeah. See, and exactly. Look how good that hood looks. I mean, that is straight up Cobra Commander. I love that damn hood. Love it. It's
so good. It's so good. I mean, it's almost like, like I said, I think the one that's coming is going to be great, but man, if there's people out there that are like now on the fence, there is a viable alternative in this right here. What is the figure in the foreground?
So the figure in the foreground is Action Force. It's it was the mail away covert ops Condor. So he was the very first mail away that Action Force had done, and sometimes I'll have something, and this was kind of a quick put together shot, I'll be honest. I'm using the ramen, the ramen musk is the dio piece.
Okay.
And the flaming container in the back is from Red Atlas. And this was kind of a quick thing because I just had an idea with that figure, with that Cobra Commander head on there, and I was like, oh, this would be a badass shot. So I had Covert Ops Condor sitting close by, and I'm like, ooh, he'll work. And so there we are. Simple.
Love it. Very good. I love this shot. I love it. It's the lighting in the back. Now, is that supposed to look like a barrel on fire? Like a burning barrel?
It is a barrel on fire.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it lights up. He's got a tea light that you put in there, and then there's the translucent fire effect that you put on top. Turn on the tea light and let it go.
Fantastic. Very good. Very good. Now this is some cool ass lighting, right?
I'm very proud of this one because this was a challenge one. I love how this came out.
That's pretty.
That's dope.
Yeah, thank you. This is a swap and pop kind of a kit bash Savage Crucible, and what we had done every week with the Savage Crucible Saturdays, we've got a theme of some kind, and this particular week, the theme was leading lions. And again, I say I take pictures. I'm dabbling in photography. I don't know shit. I am just an amateur guy with a camera, with a phone. Excuse me, not even a camera. So when they said leading lions, I had to go do some digging. And everybody in the collab's really cool. So I mean, there are people that know a lot more than me, and they kind of led me in the right direction to figure out what all that meant. Watched a couple videos and said, okay, leading lions. Now I get it. So I used a couple of ideas with that. The two pillars in the background with the fire, again, those are actual little lights. Here's the pillars right here. And this is a foam piece. This is Jimmy with HVX Customs who made these for me.
Oh, it's
And-
awesome.
Yeah, and the torch just lights right up there, and that's it.
Yeah,
so-
dude.
Cool.
That's
so
sweet.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so from there, there's I've got one small rig, a little tiny small rig cube that's positioned right behind him,
Okay.
so that backlight comes through.
Yeah.
And then the lineup of the skulls, and yeah, it's just like, holy shit, I kind of like that. So that was that. So I'm proud of that shot. I
That-
enjoyed it.
Yeah, that one's awesome. That's what did you? I'm sorry. What figure is that?
That is a Savage Crucible, and it's
Oh.
it's a kit bash. So it's
Nice.
some of the parts are from one of their gear packs, and on one of the human bodies. So
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Oh,
thank you.
that was it.
Nice. Very good.
no.
Well, actually,
Thank
that's perfect timing because our brother Lou has to actually get going. He is on the show tonight on Talib's channel, which is Men on Film. I was on that at was that last week? It was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I missed you. I'm so sorry, man. I was so
No, it's all good. It's all good. Dude, I wish his shows were on earlier.
yes.
Dude, I don't think I fell asleep till almost 2:30, and I had a bunch of shit to do that Sunday. I was fucking wrecked. Like, I never feel more old. Zero alcohol. I wake up feeling stupid hungover. CG knows what I'm talking about. We had something, not that, where had like a 5-hour show. We were talking till like 1:00 in the morning. It was absolutely brutal. So yeah,
That's rough.
it was so
Yeah.
rough. What do we? Is this your picture, Lou? This isn't your picture, right?
Nope, that's not mine.
No, that's my wallpaper on my laptop.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah. Hold on, let me get the-
Good wallpaper. I like
Copy that.
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
Okay, there we go. So, anyways, yeah, but no, that is actually very cool. So yeah, Lou, thank you so much for joining us, dude. I definitely. What I was thinking about is after I had all you guys on individually, first of all, I'd like to have you and Goose on so we could talk about taking the shot, and we'll get a little more into that, a little more photography talk. But then I did want to do a show if I could ever possibly get you, Talib, and Abi all on at the same time, and just have like a reverse figure fight club. We'll be doing it over here, so very cool. We will break into that soon. But yeah, so we'll let you walk out the door, brother. One more time, thank you so much for coming. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, LucidaBase3. That's where I showcase all my photography. You can also find me on Figure Fight Club on YouTube. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, we do open mic night, and it's basically literally that. Come on in. We put the link in the chat, and if you want to come on and hang out with everybody, you certainly can. If you want to stay in the chat only, you can do that too. All we ask is, don't come in with an attitude or trying to start fights with anybody. We're not here for that. We're just hanging out, having fun, talking toys, share your pickups. Destro knows you've been to quite a few of them, my friend.
No,
Yeah.
it's very similar to the community we have on Twitter. They dovetail together nicely.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mhm.
Thursday nights, 9 p.m., also on Figure Fight Club, is my show, Taking the Shot, which is the more photography focused. We have various guests. This particular week, we got a guest that's just sitting right here next to me. So this particular week, we're doing for Yojo June. I've got Destro Designs, and Destro is my spirit animal are going to join me. And it's going to be a panel show. We're going to be going over, we're going to take the time to just go over a bunch of G.I. Joe photography and talk about it, discuss it, talk G.I. Joe, and have some fun. Again, it's all casual and have fun. That's what it's all about. Friday nights, you can find me. This will take a minute, guys.
It's so good. It's so good.
Friday nights, we at 9 p.m. also on Figure Fight Club, Plastic Journey, where we have a guest focus and interview with that guest. Different guest each week. It's a good time. We've got all kinds of people. Next week, we've got Rob Post coming, who is the creator and founder of Harbinger Studios and Savage Crucible. Rob will
Nice.
be on there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've had a lot of opportunities to sit and talk with Rob in the past, and I'm looking forward to this as well. And just talking Savage Crucible and talking toys. Also, I want to get more perspective of what Rob collects, because he's not just a toy maker; he's definitely a collector as well. So we'll see. We'll talk about that as well.
Awesome.
And then last but not least, wait, last? Is it last? I don't know. I said I was only going to stream once a week, and now we're up to 4 or 5 days a week. It's insane.
Yeah. right.
Last but not least is on Saturdays, as Destro said, 11 p.m. I'm on with our other co-host from Figure Fight Club. Actually, a lot of our other co-hosts from Figure Fight Club, but on Talib 1980_collects channel. Men on Film, which is not toy related. It's more a group of guys who met through the toy community that decided, hey, let's do a show about movies, something kind of just goofy and just kind of different, and see what we can do. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'll be doing tonight at 11, and every week at 11. All of these are Eastern Standard Time. So
love it. Very good. Very good.
Busy.
Yes. Listen, when I read off my thing, I feel that Lou I know how that feels, brother. Between the couple shows, the writing, the this and the that. There's a lot you're listing off, and I'm now officially on Threads too. So that's 5 social media things. It's a lot. Well, there's only one way to get the word out there, and that's put the fucking word out there. So got to make it happen.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So again, brother Luke, thank you so much for coming through.
Hey, brother.
Say hello to the boys for me when you get over to Men on Film. Tell them I said hello. You'll probably see me in the chat afterwards. Usually when I'm getting ready for bed, making something to eat or whatever, I usually throw it on as I'm getting ready. So you'll see me. Yeah. You'll see me over there a little bit for sure. Yeah, sounds good, brother. Thank you so much for coming. And I can't wait till Thursday. We're going to have a blast.
We will. I got one last thing that I want to put out there
Go ahead.
real quick, and because again, it always slips the mind. If you guys, I've still got some openings for Spotlight Showcase photography this Thursday for GI Joe. So if you guys have got any GI Joe photography that you would like to have spotlighted, showcased, whatever you want to call it, DM me at LucidaBase3 on Instagram, and we'll get you on the show for sure. If we get past a certain amount of photos, submissions, if we don't get it on that show, I promise you we will get you showcased on a future show. But I'm trying to get as many as we can for Thursday night. So let me know.
Awesome.
About there. All right.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you so much, brother. And
you're
Roadblock,
incredibly welcome, my dude. And like I said, Thursday, we're going to have a fucking blast.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right,
good to meet you guys. All right.
Good to meet you,
brother. Nice to meet you, brother.
Later, brother.
You guys take care. We'll see you.
All right.
You too.
All right. And that is Brother Lou from Figure Fight Club. He's a great guy. All those dudes from Figure Fight Club are great. Talib, Abi, all of them. They're fucking fantastic. All right. So we are going to keep it moving because we are not doing a 5-hour show. I promised CG that I'm going to keep us in a regular time frame. No, for real. I got shit to do tomorrow. I gotta pay more attention.
Same.
Well, this is where you can find Spentor's Lair. I'm sorry, it looks like he had it queued up and he did it on accident, but at Funtime at Spentor's Lair. I'm pretty sure that's where you can find them on Instagram, Spentor's Lair X on Twitter, and SpentorsLair.com. I'll talk more about that later. The crab post open for at least 4.5 hours. I know. Well, there's something to be said, I guess, about the metric of once your show goes over a certain length, it's difficult to get it pushed in the algorithm, I guess. I guess roundabout between 2 and 3 hours is the key. Not that I'm really that worried about it. I moved the show from 9 to 8, so I didn't have to worry about being on so late. But at the same time, we ain't getting any younger. So we are going to keep it moving. So before we get to Brother Block and his pictures, I just wanted to chat with Orskeezio for a second so we can all get to know him a little bit too. My brother, have you been a lifelong G.I. Joe fan? Were you collecting as a kid?
I have. Same age as you, 79 baby. So 1982, I was too young to really realize what the hell was going on.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't remember my first figure like you all do. It's crazy. But I do remember figures I had. I remember playing with them. My dad was in the Air Force. I just remember like seeing shit and being gravitated towards it. My older friends were very Star Warsy, and it was cool. But I don't know. The G.I. Joe just grabbed me. The military shit grabbed me.
Agreed. I think a lot of us have that very similar. So I know that my cousin had a ton of Star Wars stuff, and like, while the Millennium Falcon was cool, the TIE Fighter was cool, Darth Vader is obviously cool. As soon as you saw GI Joe and you saw how the arms moved and shit, you were like, "Oh, this is
it's
this
on.
is not. It's not even fucking close. Why is it so much better?" So yeah, no, we definitely had the same thing. Now, I'm saying, and it did. So, what were you more of a cartoon or a comic guy, or both?
More of a cartoon early on. Comics came in and out. My mom was not a fan of comics.
Okay.
So my dad would kind of sneak them to me in a weird way.
Nice.
He was MP or SP back then, and he worked the jail cells, and the jail cells, like, they would not give them anything heavy to read. So here's a comic. Good luck, you know.
Right.
You're not going to carve a shank out of a comic unless you get a stack of them and do some weird shit. So he would just, come home and like, hey, here you go. Here's a G.I. Joe. Here's a Conan. Here's a Punisher. Like heavy shit. Like, not Spider-Man and shit. Like, I'm reading, these comics, like these like semi, whatever you would call, PG-13-esque comics at a really young age.
Right.
And I would just devour them.
It's definitely heavy. That early G.I. Joe comic book shit where you're reading it, you're like, so Conrad sent me the very first issue of G.I. Joe, and that brought me back into taking a look at it, because I do have like, I don't know, maybe 20 or so. Some of them, I do have the issue number 2. I have in a first print, which I'm very proud of. But he sent me the number 1, and I picked it up and I read it, and I was like, I can't believe that like 6-year-olds are reading this shit. Even just the military verbiage and shit. You're just like, this is wild. Like, reading it as an adult, you're like, this is entertaining to me now. So yeah, very, very crazy as a kid. And so did you collect all the way through life, or did you just, I know we've talked about this, but for the crew at home, you did have a dark period of collecting, and you picked it up somewhat recently?
I went through from, being, 82, 83-ish, having figures here and there, all the way to the spring-loaded shit.
Right.
So like your Flak Viper, your, Gung Ho version, whatever the fuck.
Right.
And then it got weird.
Yeah.
And I stopped that weird. And then, like I said, that's about 12, 13 years old.
Right.
And then, sports girls, blah, blah, blah. When I got into the military myself, I was in Italy. I was at the base, the BX, whatever, the base store.
Yep.
And I saw, like, holy shit, that's a tan dragonfly for like $20. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. So I grabbed that.
Nice.
And then kind of just really didn't do nothing with it. Just kind of just kept it in the box, took it out. It was the same mechanics, the same little thumb thing. It was cool.
Yep.
Put that away. And then I started seeing the McFarlane shit from back then, the Spawn stuff.
Yep.
I was like, ooh, this is kind of neat. And I still got a shit ton of those in my garage somewhere.
Nice.
And then I stopped. That was it. Until 2008, when I was getting out of the Air Force, I was at Target just grabbing stuff to leave. I'm like, all right, I'm moving here. I'm going to grab some like stuff for the road. And I saw 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe's 25th anniversary. So I'm like, huh. I'm going to grab a couple of these for the road. Like, I don't know, won't see these again. And then I kept kind of grabbing those as I went. And then I stopped. And that was it. So I missed everything from 25th anniversary till, a year and a half ago.
Right.
When my buddy came in my office, like, dude, you like G.I. Joe? Yeah. He's like, do you ever see this? I'm like, what was that? It's like, oh, he's like, that's a freaking Python Crimson Guard.
Okay.
This is like late 2024, early 2025, somewhere when he showed it to me. So yeah, I just found this at GameStop. I was like, all right, cool. Take it back to your office. It's like, no, here you can open it. You can do whatever. I'm like, this is weird, dude. We're at work, man. Like, what are we doing? So I take it out and I'm like, fuck, this is cool as shit.
It is.
I started posing him. I put his guns on him. Like, all right, here, take this away. And then I started like researching what the hell is it. Because last time I saw this, my kids are older. You know, my wife's kids are older. They stopped, buying toys in 2017-ish.
Right.
And, last time I went down to Toy Aisle, I saw the first, 2019, we passed by going to some kid's birthday. And I was like, let me just, check the action figure out. I'm like, this is not my Gung Ho. This is not my Roadblock. No offense, Roadblock. The early ones that were like too futuristic with the weird shin guard things. I'm like, all right, this is going downhill.
For sure.
And then 6 years later, here I am. Like, what the fuck? What I miss? Now I'm back collecting, and I'm like, what the hell?
They definitely course corrected, and went back to doing a little bit more of the traditional stuff. But I got to be honest, going back and looking at like that Duke, if that Duke just had a more mature face, I would like that Duke. And honestly,
I saw that.
That 01 Roadblock, like I love that Roadblock because to me, like as much as I remember Roadblock from the cartoon with like the brown pants, the camo tank top, and the gloves, I also had the version 2 Roadblock figure. That was my Roadblock, right? So that number 1, I love that thing. I get down with it for sure. And the one that I use all the time when Roadblock's on here, the number 11, that's a way cooler. I mean, Roadblock, when you put the neck scarf on. Oh, that looks so good. It really does. It changes it completely. But yeah, no, they definitely course corrected, which was nice. And then we wound up getting, ultimately, everything else that we had. So that's fantastic.
I'm glad they course corrected. I just missed the course correction. Like I was out. My kids were older. There's no Toy Aisle for me. Like I saw the, the early ones, and I saw the movie ones, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? I grew up with this shit. This is like my toy of choice from 4 years old till forever.
Right.
But yeah, I had some He-Mans and all the good shit. I had a couple here and there, but my thing was G.I. Joe, and I would hop in, once the internet came around for us old fucks, and I would just like pop into the old message boards or the forums or whatever the hell that site was.
Right.
And like, oh, this is cool. There's some fan fiction, some of this. I would type in like, oh, what if they did this? Wouldn't this be cool? And then I'd leave it for another couple years, and then I would hit my head and come back. And then I was like, I'm missing it, man. Right. So this came about, and now I'm like when you asked about pre-orders, I'm like, I would love to pre-order everything, but I'm still back collecting.
Sure.
As you've seen in the before I post something to Twitter, I'm like, yo, bro, I got this, or Pop Cult would post something. I'm like, is this a good price? Like, I don't know if this is a good price for right now. And I was like, you know what, snag, whatever.
Now you're hook, line, and sinker like the rest of us, bro. I love it. Well, also glad that we, that you're in the community, that we've gotten close, there's a lot of overlap there in our interests that are outside of collecting. So, very, very cool. And it's you're also taking those steps as a photographer, just as we were talking about the other day, you've got
that was accidental. So, my cousin who's in here, Moonrunner City, like I was just taking, I got a couple more, take a picture on my desk because I bring them all to work because I have nowhere here to really, I don't have any place in my house to display them. Like sure. I'm not gonna put them in my living room or my dining room. She'll kick my ass.
Right.
So I was like, I don't have a spare room because, my kids are older, but they're still here. Out of college, whatever the fuck. So I was like, all right, bring them to work, put them on my shelf. Start out with 1, 3, 5. Now I'm like, all right, I gotta make some room. And then I just taking random pictures, sending them to him like, oh, my collection's growing. And all of a sudden, what the fuck can I do with this? Like, can I? And my dad sent me a stupid picture of him and my stepmom and some people at his pool, but then he put him on a beach. Like, wait a minute, what you used? It's like, I'm just using the Gemini. It's the Google one. It's on your phone. I'm like, is it really? So I do that, and I pop up one of my photos, and I start to kind of tweak it, and I'm like, it's not it. I sit on it. I sit on it for a couple of days. I'm like, let me go back to that. Let me try something else. Do a different perspective. Boom. And my dad was a photographer from high school. But he went to photography class.
Nice. Okay.
And when he was in the military, like that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go be combat photographer. Changed on him. So he was always taking. He had a dark room in the walk-in closet, like a legit red light, freaking dark room. Like here's the liquid, here's what you do, blah blah, hanging up on the clotheslines, all that shit.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
And then he would develop them and just hang them in the bathroom and hang them in the living room, all this cool shit.
That's it.
You know,
that's what we better do. Fuck yeah.
So my eye was always like, damn, that's a good angle. Oh, that's a good angle. And I didn't realize I was doing that. So when I started doing this shit, like, yeah, that's a good angle. That's a shit angle.
Once you start, and that's the thing, you know, what I tell most people when they're conflicted about like, oh, I'm not a photographer, I don't really know much about this and that. It's like, you don't have to be. Just take two figures, set them on the table, and then look at it through your phone, and you'll immediately be like, oh, okay, I got to move this arm here. I got to do this there. You know, it's like with Roadblock, it was very similar thing where he just like, started taking those pictures of the tiger forest, and you could see by like the fourth picture that he had posted, you're already here. You're there. Like we're all amateurs to the degree, and so that, and part of the community that I love so much and that I try to emphasize as best I can is that, you know, to being positive with everybody is important because, you know, we're all amateurs, and so if you're you know, people are shitting on your pictures, you're less likely to post anything else. And so I think it's super important. That's why you just be encouraging, because we are all still amateurs. So very good. Yep. That's cool. That's cool that you got that background as well. Awesome, man. I love it. I look forward to what you get into next. And welcome. I'm glad you made it for the show, brother. Definitely. We'll, you know, have you on some other time again. But right now we are going to break into Brother Block has brought some pics for us. We're going to talk about his articulation. Now, I've probably got to go look here. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Let me add it to the stage. There it is. So, Brother Block, thank you for coming back to the show. As you've heard us all say, we are all crazy excited for this, right? And so when these popped up, I was like, oh, he's got to come back on the show to talk about this. So without delay, and thank you for being patient. What's good, brother? What do we got going on here?
Man, you know, it's when you're doing something like this, man, it's a whole nother world. And I think I posted about it, about what goes into actually designing an action figure, right?
Right.
The small bits that make it work. You know, we get it as collectors, we get it. We like this, we don't like that. We complain about stuff, but it takes a lot of time and effort into getting things to come out the way they do. And I have a much better and different appreciation for engineers and designers who put these things together. My guy, who's based in Asia, he goes back from Hong Kong to the Philippines. He's awesome. I mean, and it's a whole nother world over there in Asia in terms of the action figures. A lot of more smaller lines and different things. And technology is advancing so much, so fast. Every month there's something new, especially with 3D printing over there and how they do figures. And also here too, you know, you know, I know we talked about it. I showed you a couple of things. Even at Joe Fest, there's several figures that are Joe Fest exclusives that are 3D printed action figures. You know, that wouldn't be a thing a year ago, right? With all the problems, the durability, the flexibility, when guys tried to do 3D printed action figures. Now it's a different ballgame.
Agreed.
So there's several, and I share with CG a couple of pics too of people that are, like I said, they're debuting lines, you know, at Joe Fest, you know, 3D printed action figures, man, which is awesome. So with my line, I just did a ton of homework, looking into guys, looking who can, people stateside, you know, people in Asia and stuff like that. And I got really lucky and found a guy who's, you know, sometimes he talks like we're in the Matrix. I don't understand nothing he's talking about. You know what I mean? So I stop him, you know what I mean, every time. I'm like, Van, act to somebody who's not an engineer or designer. He goes over and he's really patient and stuff. And he said, well, listen, I'll just send you some stuff and we'll go through the process, you know, and he'll dumb it down for me, which is great for me because I need to learn this too. So the pictures that he sent to me here are just about the knee joint, and having that durability and flexibility that we talked about. It's such a different thing because my line is a smaller run, so there's a difference. Basically what it breaks down to is that he's designing a stronger hidden knee joint specifically for 3D printed figures that should hold poses better and be more durable than a standard resin joint. The ratchet feature is a key upgrade because it helps the figure stay posed instead of knees becoming loose over time. And that's kind of what the notes I took when we were going over. I like in class with him. And so he's showing me exactly, the new knee joint for the figure, for the Shadow Strike figure, the first wave.
Nice.
So, and sometimes he apologizes too much. Hey, it's kind of boring, man. And I'm like, hey, go ahead, brother. I need to learn. So
sure.
I just want to share with the community, you know what I mean, in terms of how these things put together. I mean, it's such a different thing too. I mean, I know CG probably understands the language. I know Matt from Mo's Mind definitely understand. All these guys that do 3D printing understand the language, but there's a ton that goes into it, especially with these new ones. Van, my designer, he basically told me that a lot of Hong Kong-based indie toy designers use this new joint, even though it's something simple. But he says, dude, all the new designers in Hong Kong are using this. That'll be in my figures. So I'm like,
nice,
sweet, great. You know what I mean? So I really lucked out, man. To be honest, I mean, he's top notch. He's a step above people, man. In my opinion, from what I've seen. So I'm fortunate and thankful, man, that he's sharing this and making my line come to life.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I would go as far to say even like this, but this kind of like articulation and these pieces that they're showing. I mean, this is foreign to us too, right? Even with a little bit of 3D printing knowledge that I have, when I look at that, it's like, so that does look interesting. So that, I think that looks like, so that would be a double jointed knee, right? So you would be able to kind of give you so much more of a range of motion with that, right?
Correct. Yep.
So yeah, no, that looks fantastic. I just wanted to point out real quick that Kalel says, is it me or does his render look like Peter Weller? And I have to say that it kind of does. That's it does a little bit, which is fantastic. You know what I mean? Didn't Haya make a RoboCop figure? I think I saw one.
Yeah.
I think
one too.
it looks pretty good. Nice. So yeah, this is fantastic. I would never have had any idea, on what this would look like, So looking at this, man, is fucking cool as shit. And I think that like too, and this is what to me was important, because this is like the community is so into this that I feel like it's worth it for all of us to kind of walk through it with you step by step, right? And by the time everybody gets these figures in hand, it'll be just like, the culmination of a bunch of different times of us talking about it, going over it. And because it's like you could tell that you're putting the work in, and these figures look fantastic. I think even the story, how that whole thing that you came up with, with the time, and I think too is listen, the good guys look amazing. But even like when we got to the bad guys, the oohs and the ahs just wouldn't stop. So it's a great, and the hounds, everybody's dying for them hounds. So this is fantastic. So who do we have here? This is I'm trying to remember the names.
So I haven't specifically announced the names yet for this team, but for the bad guys, yes, for sure. But this picture is basically I wanted to share with CG and you guys, because the way these figures are designed, it's more broader shoulders, thinner legs, more athletic looking than the average military style figure, right? And also, they're 6.3 instead of 6 inches. Nice. So which I thought was cool. And I was almost going to put a poll out on to the community and see what they thought was better. Is it 6 inches or 6.3, 6.5? I know people have their different preferences, but I thought, it is, it's military in a certain way, but it's also sci-fi. I thought maybe 6.3 would be a happy medium. You know what I mean? Especially exaggerating the look of them. You know what I mean? Without getting out of bounds, like it's something like how DC was, right, with McFarlane all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought 6.3 would probably be pretty cool. That's not set in stone, but I just thought I think that might be cool. But
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah.
No, that's great. And dude, I like 6.3 because I feel like that will really still scale with a classified figure, but
Mhm.
also just enough to make it stand out ish. Because I think there's a bunch of 6.3 figures in classified, like the Roadblock, the Gung Ho, something else. Chris from Full Force was talking about today. The big ones are Big Lob, Nemesis Enforcer, and now the freaking Fatal Fluffy. But no, I think 6.5 might scale it away from classified a little too much.
Right.
But no, the 6.3 is perfect because it also asserts the dominance. Now, is the one with the mask on, is that the Android?
That's the Android. Yep.
That's the Android. Okay.
Yeah.
Very fucking cool. And we talked about it the last time that it was very cool how it looked like, instead of it looking like a human-like robot, it looks like a robot.
Yes.
And
Correct.
I think that's good because by the time in the future, the robots aren't going to be clunky robots.
No.
They're going to be fluid moving.
It'll be like us. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
100%. Full articulation, moves and walks like a human. I mean, I still like that on like the Terminator movies. You can tell it's a robot because I think that's part of the story. But the last two they had was very much like with the oh yeah, look at that, man. Holy shit.
That's my dude.
Yeah.
This is I wanted to share with everyone these, and just because there's so much hype, I'm totally hype about all the fall stuff that's coming out with classified, right? With the Arctic Hiss, with the Snowcat, all the figures, the packs of figures, and it's just going to be off the hook. So I thought, I was talking to my designer, what if we did a one-off or two-off of winter Arctic figures? You know what I mean? And so
right.
we came up with some stuff, and we went back and forth. And I love this character. I've got a lot of good feedback with this character. And then the Hounds, the original Hounds are black. He's in navy like the rest of the squad. But even if a one-off exclusive, to fit coming in the fall, to fit everything that's coming in with the classified line in terms of the Arctic theme, I think this would be pretty dope. So we kind of came up with something like this, and I think it's cool.
Nice. Oh, it's definitely cool. Yeah.
No,
that's awesome. I mean, even Bella has an Arctic guy coming out this year or next year, whatever, soon.
Nice. Very good. Cal asked, can we get a mail away for like an exclusive with some strike points? That would be very, very cool.
Yeah.
Duke's Retro in the house. What's going on, my brother? Welcome in. Glad you can make it. Mav Flight 799. Mav Flight. Do I follow you somewhere? That name sounds familiar. But either way, welcome in. I'm glad you can make it. Yeah, man. I mean, and listen, having something like this here, I think is also very cool. There's no reason to not, because if you can kind of remember that they're toys, right? And so when you have something like this will be the kind of thing that will say if there's somebody out there that's buying a few of your figures and they have kids, right? Boom, you have something like this that a kid will latch onto. While the kids will still love the military stuff, it's something like this that jumps and makes them go. So I know with my kids, when I first showed them Lady J, they went fucking bananas. And they were like, oh my God, now I definitely want to do it. And so they kind of gravitated towards the green colored guys, of all the army green stuff. They liked Lady J. That was like that one shot that they did. They worked on a few of them together. I think I posted those on the internet. Actually, I've convinced the kids they're coming down with me tomorrow night. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be getting done down here. I have promos for Mo's Mine, Sister the Arsenal, and then I also am doing we're finally making the actual raffle post for Animus, and we're going to get some figures out there into the community. Very cool. This is this is some for real good shit.
So these cats right here, man, they we were thinking about with having an exclusive figure, but then maybe having kind of like the polar bear with snake eyes. And I'm sure people remember The Mummy is one of my favorite franchises. And I think if people remember Mummy 3, they had those Yetis in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh man, that'd be dope. What if we could do some Yetis? So I talked to my designer. He said, okay, let's do this. We went back and forth, and I thought, well, in an exclusive pack, if we have the tracker with this Hounds, and then we put the Yetis in there, just as a one-off, for the fall, for October, November, December, somewhere in there. And that's kind of what we came up with. So I think, maybe people like it, but I think it's pretty cool.
So I have to say, the Mummy franchise, I don't know if it's considered a guilty pleasure or not, but
It is.
I definitely can watch those movies.
Right.
I remember my biggest gripe was Rachel Weisz didn't come back. Did she come back in the second one?
She was in the second one, yeah.
She was
The second one wasn't the third.
Wasn't in the third. Okay. I mean, they found a decent lookalike, but I was kind of like one of those things where you're like, oh man, I really wanted to. Yeah. So, dude, I have to agree. Now, the second and third one are fine, but the first one is a really excellent movie. The guy who plays Benny, the scumbag, quote unquote friend or aide, I think he plays that really well. It's a good part. Also, I just recently watched the remake with Tom Cruise. Not bad, but it's not as good as the one with Brendan Fraser in a sense, right? For my money, because no, actually, I don't know if anybody heard they are making a new one with Brendan Fraser.
Yes, they are.
So I'm very excited for that. Very excited. Very good.
The Tom Cruise one was to kick off the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
So it wasn't related to Brendan Fraser's Mummy. It was to kick off a whole new. Basically like in a more MCU style for the Universal monsters, and it flopped.
It's honestly, it's probably my least favorite Tom Cruise movie. I mean, I probably have to think about that a little bit, but like I don't think I've ever been disinterested in a Tom Cruise movie. They've always been really good to me. I know that dude's like probably a real lunatic, but I think he single-handedly saved cinema when COVID was happening. Out there, pounding the tires to get people in there. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, looks like we got some troop builders and some kings and queens.
Yeah, so in the universe, it's the Citadel, right? This is going to be the third wave of figures, and the Citadel is basically the one world government that happens after the Queen. The AI leaves and she finds the similar world, and she takes off, and she takes almost half of the population with her. And so the world is left within chaos. And so they make one world government. And so now they have an emperor, a princess. And so now it's kind of that kind of world, right? And so just came up with some Praetorian guards, some Citadel troopers. It's called the Citadel. And so, So so I just thought, what a great way to have different type of troop builders, different type of guards. Then you have the emperor, he's going to scale up a little bit bigger. The queen and him will probably scale up a little bit bigger. But I thought, we came up with this cool design, kind of old school, you know what I mean, Victorian, but still kind of has some futuristic look to it. So I think cats will like it.
Nice. That's what's up. Duke's Retro has a good one. He says, actor who plays Benny played Dr. Mindbender in The Rise of Cobra. Oh, that is the same guy? Is it really?
Yeah.
Where the guy who's like, if we survive, I'll show you everything as he's locking the door. Okay, that sounds right.
It was the same director, too. The director puts the actor who plays Benny in like all of his movies.
Nice. I like that. I dig with that. Definitely, I like rolling with your boys. I can appreciate the hell out of that. Spencer's Lair has a funny comment when referencing the previous the Yeti. He says that does not look like it was whittled in a Nordic village. Which,
nope, not at all.
If everybody remembers my take on the fucking Fatal Fluffy.
I thought about that. Yo, I thought about that. That's why I messaged you and I said I was rolling. I was spit my drink out because I was like, I got to make sure this shit doesn't look like that.
Dude, they fucked that up so hard, dude. I still can't believe that it looks like that. It looks like a dude dressed up as just, you know what? Don't even get me started. I don't need to derail us with the negativity here because I'll go on for 10 minutes. That fucking shit drives me mad. Mav Flight 7599 says, "Is this a new line? Looks really cool." So yes. Our brother Roadblock here is designing this whole new line of figures. He's having them printed overseas, and before we know it, we will have these in hand. So stay tuned, Mav Flight. Make sure you are following Roadblock over on Twitter. And Matt Flay, are you with us over on Twitter, or do I know you from Instagram? I know I've been branching out and posting, promos for the show, so we've been definitely, casting a wider net for sure. But yeah, nope. Stay tuned, brother. These are coming.
Yeah.
Very cool. Right, yeah. So Sergeant Stone is Brendan Fraser in A Rise of Cobra, so they were familiar with the same director, very familiar with each other. I love that. And dude, I honestly thought that was supposed to be Flint because he had the beret and like the black shirt, and I honestly wasn't familiar with Sergeant Stone, so I was always like, oh, that's supposed to be Flint. And then I was like, yeah, I didn't know Flint was really like the hand-to-hand fucking expert in there teaching, but yeah, it is what it is. This is the whole reason I took overtime tomorrow. Cal saving up that money for the first wave. I love it. So here we got more from the Citadel.
Yeah. So we have just basically commanders in line. You got Lord Marshals, flight commander, flight commander, just different levels. When you're doing something like this, of course you want to do, 20 people per line, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to whittle it down to what makes sense. You follow chain of command type of thing. But you also want to have in the story people that, there's going to be some tension, right? Well, at least I like that, when
definitely
the other person, right? And so I thought, what a great way to make sure that you have commanders on every different level. So now, while I'm telling the story, you can have people that want to do more than the other guy. So I thought that was kind of important.
Yes, agreed. Very, very true. And especially with something like this, where it gives like a royal family kind of vibe, along with like, yes, we're the government, but we're also like the royal family, right? They legit have like the white knight look to them, which I think is fantastic. And so like with the capes, but yet they're wearing very futuristic suits and everything. I think it's a wonderful blend of how that works. So now for I'm trying to remember back to when we were talking last time. What was the time travel element, right? Hopefully I'm not making that part up.
We were going to do the time travel, but it was in telling the story with, the videos and the comic book and then the line, it's too, when you do time travel, it can get really complicated coming back and forth, right?
Sure.
Because now when you come back, where's everything? Things should be different. And then trying to keep all that up was difficult. So we just use interstellar travel instead. So the AI, the queen, helped, she's like ChatGPT, the first one. And then she helped humans develop interstellar travel. And then that's how she learns about the new planet. And then we kind of go from there. So we just kind of traded the time travel to interstellar travel.
Oh, dude, that's fucking fantastic. I can roll with that as a story, dude. That's definitely cool. I mean, space has always been the final frontier for us as a species, right? And so it seems very fitting, very realistic that an AI would develop the technology that winds up taking over that hump, right? Understand AI takes the physics of space and what our limitations are as a species when it comes to traveling in space, and then getting us over that hump. And then now, she's like, yeah, why would I want to have this planet that was ruined by these fucking humans? I can just go get my own planet out there in space. So that's awesome. I feel like that's a great advancement in the story. I mean, listen, time travel is one of those things too. Seems like a scientific inevitability to a degree, right? The way that we talk about it, and it in pop culture as well as movies, it's like, in general, it feels like we'd be getting there. But I do feel like this not only is a better story to tell, but also puts us in a more realistic view of how we get there. So very, very good, Brother Block. I love it.
Yeah, and and the thing is too, we're doing the comic books too, and I kind of, for me, it's the comics, the videos. It's all based in what I saw with GI Joe.
Right.
We always talk every day about the cartoon, about the comic, how people loved it. What they like more, but the overall theme is that there was there. If they introduced a new line, they had a whole new animated commercial to introduce to you. They didn't even have the same actors voice to voice. It'd be another Duke voice, another Dusty voice, whoever. But they always need to make sure that they actually showed us to get us hype, right? The commercial, and it looks like the cartoon, but it's Tiger Force or Python Patrol or whatever, right? So I always thought that was so cool, and that we've kind of, at least G.I. Joe in a certain way, has kind of gone away from. And maybe they don't need it because of nostalgia and we just love it anyway. But, even with like, they have done it even recently, the 25th anniversary there. And I sent a picture to CG, but they would have a 2-pack and then they'd come with a comic book, which I thought was a good idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at that, like right there. Sometimes I look at that, I'm like, dude, they need to do that with Classified. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
See how the comic book with the 2-pack. I'm like, dude, I got to do that. Because now you're more immersed, right? You got the story, you got the figures, and now here we go. So yeah.
If Cal could post pictures in the comments, he'd be dropping that on us right now. We all know that.
Yes, sir. You already know off top.
Dude, but that is awesome. That is a good version of Destro, good version of Breaker. God, I want that comic pack. That looks fucking fantastic. Does that have a blue collar Destro?
Listen, brother, I'm telling you, my brother out here, Duke's Retro, he's been schooling me about all these other 25th, 50th anniversary. It was sweet. All of it is like, I'm like, what? And I'm like, yo, we need that right now.
Shit, do I have that?
That's crazy. That is blue. Uh-oh. I got to get my hands on that. That Breaker.
I gotta go in my garage, guys. I gotta dig up my 25th.
Yeah, dude, definitely got to dig out the 25th. I mean, I've got a bunch of the 25th carded stuff that I love having that. I got a deal on eBay, like a dozen figures for like $150 or something like that. And so that kicked off a little carded collection, and I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, okay, I was just going to say, so you've got an idea to have something similar.
Correct. And so that's why one of the issues, this is the last number 6. We're up to about 6 issues. I haven't released anything, but we're up to 6. And 6 is going to be for that exclusive Arctic. We'll have the story of the tracker versus the Yethran. And then, he tracks the Yethran and then they finally meet up into this big match with his hounds. It's going to be crazy. So, but giving that visual, right? And then having the package, and then having the figures, and then we'll probably do a video. I'll do a video or something too, but to further the story. But I just think having all those things just adds to the excitement of it.
Okay, all right, that's what's up, man. I fucking love it. I think that looks fantastic. And what a great idea. I still can't get over how good the Yethran looks. That shit is very cool.
I'm telling you, bro, when you told me that, man, that stuck with me. I went back that night and I looked. I was like, yo, everybody talking about that Fluffy's face, man. I'm like, hold on, man, because this could just be tragic. So yeah.
No, that's what I'm looking for. That looks like so. I feel like where the Fatal Fluffy went wrong is it wound up in the middle between looking 100% comic accurate and then trying to make like a horror toy, right? Mm-hmm. If it came out looking like a horror toy, I would have been fine. If it looked exactly like the comic or like the Super 7 did, I'd be very fine with that as well. But it wound up somewhere in the middle where it looks like a guy is at like imagine like a town has like a science fiction fair out on the grass where a bunch of people show up in like shitty cosplays. You know what I mean? And like he looks like he had some fake ass horns, glued some fake ass beard onto his face, and he's walking around like a kid in a trench coat at like 7 feet tall or some shit like that. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that face that makes me go crazy. But no, this is where it's at. I love the idea of the comic. So are you going to have issues of the comic outside of in the package? Is that something you'll be releasing independently of the figures?
Yeah, we're still kind of developing that. You know what I mean? And the cool thing is, like when doing something yourself, right? With me anyway, I've always been a part of a team, and I think I've mentioned this on the timeline.
Yeah,
my whole life, basketball, coaching. I was a federal officer, for the government. It was always a team. So with this community, it's always great to get good feedback. People always message me or I'm talking or I'm listening. And I think that's the best way to go about things. Like if, deciding things, I can just get a feel for what everybody likes. I don't have an ego in that kind of way. If people like what it's more fun when you get a view of what people like, you know what I mean? So we haven't decided it yet, but I think, we could send it out with some figures. I mean, the technology has made it to where it's much more affordable. A comic much more affordable than it was before. All this stuff is actually. even when you're dealing with cats in Asia, it's so much. It's way more affordable than the traditional way. You know what I mean?
That's great. That's
which
great.
allows you to do where I can save and I can do this, right? And then you learn along the way too. Like Bobby Ballard did a video today. I don't know how many cats saw it, but it was basically he did a video about his mistakes with Valibers. From his first line of figures, he didn't have the right weapons, and they weren't. He talked about the figures being ready for war out of the package. You know what I mean? So he took that information and he said, okay, well, I got to fix that. And some of them was the mail away stuff, and then he talked about packaging. He talked about packaging where you're shipping it, because he gets his stuff from Asia and from Hong Kong as well. And he's like, literally showed a box where he said, look at how big this box is, and there's air in it. You don't want to ship air. So he learned
don't ship air.
Yeah, he learned to change his box and save money. So you're constantly learning, and I love that part about it. So I definitely haven't, shut off any ideas. I mean, at some point, yes, we have to go with what works, what we want to go with, but it is cool to like learn literally, what's going on and using that. So it was a great video. If anyone has a chance to check it out, it's really awesome. Every Saturday, man, he's kind of talking about toy making. You can tell the cat loves it.
Oh,
cat, dude, you can just tell when someone has a passion for something. I'm just telling you, that cat has a passion for toy making. So it's awesome.
He's really cranked it up recently too. The stuff that they have coming out is fucking top notch. That Sam Fisher Splinter Cell and the variants that they have coming out, they all look I've seen a lot of the shit, and all I kept thinking was, wow, this dude's gonna get my money too. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've already got a bunch of stuff that's fantastic.
The nice thing about him though is he has not raised his prices. He's actually lowered them.
Yep.
That's insane.
Started. Yep.
I think that needs to be talked about more.
Yes.
I mean, at a time when we're getting, what we're getting from Hasbro and at an ever climbing price, him keeping it low like that now, and that is like an undeniable fact that he's doing that for the customer, right? Now, obviously, he's in business for himself. So any move he makes is definitely ultimately what's best for his company. But I feel like somewhere along the way, like people that ran companies stopped trying to deliver a good product at a quality price and just tried to screw everybody to squeeze whatever money they can get out of something, right? Like you go to Home Depot, tools are not even the same anymore. It's so when he's pumping out a quality product, which quite frankly looks better than most of the shit, right? If we look at, like some of the Valiver stuff that's come out like even last year, as compared to, all the figures have all these extra hands, the weaponry is different, the paint apps are better. It's just it's an elite product, I think, and him keeping it low, as CG said, I think is ultimately going to get and now he's also now like he's branching out into more wilder things, like with the black, the pirates. I think the bad guy is almost like a Davy Jones type.
Yeah, Davy Jones.
From pretty much.
Caribbean. His 1944 line with the Rocketeer, I am
all in on that,
man. I will be getting that. I want to get the Wolverine figure that Legends put out with World War II and a Hydra Stomper, and that is going to be a 1944 team right there.
Awesome.
He showed off the Riptide, the boat, the raft that he showed. I think last year he was showing like renders of it. $65 for this big ass raft
with the water.
The raft, it was like the night landing raft with the water post like stand, almost.
It's like his stuff is so affordable now. I kind of want to stop classified and jump to his.
And that's the thing. That's the lane that's out there. You see it, and I put a post up there too. It's just not, obviously we love classified, but that 2-pack we got with Snake Eyes and a Viper, and those are dope. Don't get me wrong, but there's like they're repaints. We just say it's okay, cool. But there's so many other things that they haven't given us, right? The smaller things that's not out there. So I'm just kind of like, are they just trying to, there's things you can do. Or I think where Bobby's doing, he's doing some stuff. He can't get no better than that. I think we're all kind of saying that, right? And he's lowering his price. So it's kind of like looking at that. As far as me, super small line, nothing on that level. I'm like, dude, I need I need to follow that kind of thinking. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bobby's paying attention to what we're all saying about Hasbro because he used to be there. He knows that
he's making small little play sets.
Yeah.
Like he has a machine gun with the sandbags coming out, and like stuff that we've been saying for Hasbro to do that we had as kids. Like, why aren't they putting this out and charging $25 for this set and stuff? Like, we would eat that up.
And he's also thinking like the photography aspect into play.
Yes. Yeah.
Like taking apart the diver dude and having the water thing under him. Like that was like that's duh.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on with that line. So yeah, listen. From the very first Action Force figure that I got in my hands, I went, "Oh, look at this thing! Look at the extras! Look at this! Look at that!" Rock Lockdown has sent me, I think, 3 different ones. My brother Jeremy sent me Atlas, and oh my God, it's a female that looks like the Atlas. It's the same colors. And I was like, dude, holy shit, these are fucking amazing figures. Look at all the different stuff that they have. And then Rock just sent me another one. Oh, I bought 2 of those Arctic Troopers that were on sale for like $19, and they came with like, it's just crazy. And then Rock just sent me this one. I have it over there. I wish I could show it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go get it since we're talking about it. Hold on one second.
Oh, it's all good.
One of the things that I wanted to say was like, he does a lot of hands. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I got the 250th anniversary Duke, I'm like, why didn't they give him a hand where he's saluting?
Yeah.
Like every G.I. Joe figure should come with a hand that has them saluting.
Mm-hmm.
And they're missing out on the little thing. And like their figures are great, but they need to get more into the little things that really push that figure over the edge.
Mm.
So Rock sent me this. This figure is redonkulous. Sidearm off the hook. Now he's got the sling from Moe's Mind on here because I did have his primary, which is a ridiculous with the color to it. He's got the back knife, which I think is just awesome. He's got 2 mags. These come out, they go in and out of the actual thing. Rock was like, you take so many pictures in Night Force, this will fit with him. So this is going to be a new Night Force, like a shock trooper. I think I'm going to have him maybe come flying out of the Dragonfly or lowering down from the Dragonfly. This is just an amazing figure. And then again, it comes with, bunch of hands that I got in there. The removable mags here, the knife, just everything about it. If you look at like the contours on the legs of the pants, right? The boots have a crazy kind of thing there. So if you want to talk about boots, the Sam Fisher, the Splinter Cell desert guy that he has, the boots on it are the most ridiculous thing. I think that it's you have to go and find that. I'm sure if you go back and you do Replay Squad on the 3POA podcast from last night, that I bet it's still very good. Rock, did you have any more Roadblock? Did you have more pictures? Was that the last of the pictures?
I don't remember.
That was it. Yeah, this was the
that
last
was
one
it.
you sent
Nice.
me.
Very good.
I mean, overall, I think, you can learn from that, right? And that's what we're all talking about in terms of doing a little extra. That's kind of what we're all talking about, right? Kind of in a certain way. It's doing a little extra. Now, I'm a small line, of course, but then can I do a little extra? Can I put the comic book with the figures because I can do that cheaper and I save this so I can do this? Or can I do an Arctic thing and that'll be cool? I mean, I think that's where the lane is right now. I think there's a big lane for that. I mean, how many times now we went from last year where everybody was getting everything to this year where guys are kind of holding off, right? Because maybe it's the same old thing or maybe not. So there's a lane for people to kind of get in there.
Cal says that's Nightlight, Low Light's little brother.
Come on.
That's awesome. That's hysterical. But yeah, no, this is when you hold these figures, when you see all that they got. I mean, never mind the fact that he does those weapons packs and all the stuff. So yeah, no, I have a funny feeling there's gonna be. I need to start taking some pictures of some Valiver stuff, see if I can weasel my way in there. Because dude, I mean, just forget about it. This shit I find it to be off the hook. And when I'm looking at all that stuff that's coming, especially like the Splinter Cell stuff, I'm stoked for that. Now, so yeah, Brother Block, thank you so much for giving us this update on the stuff. For sure, we are all unbelievably excited. I'm going to try to get us out the door real quick, but I did want to show off some stuff from Sys 3D Arsenal. Let me put CG's thing back up here. There it is. Boom. All right. So what we have. Oh, hold on. Add to the stage. There it goes. So what we have here is new medic stuff from sys3darsenal.com. This shit looks amazing. Look at that spine board. All right. He uses tri-glides on the straps, which allow it to be, you can slide a figure there and hold it down. And then, so now what he also has is, if you bought any of those medic cases, shit, I wish I had one, because I have 2 medic cases. And if you look here, you can get the inserts that will go in there. So look at how awesome that is, right? And then he also has his new line of the laptops, which is like the tough case. And as you can see, this stuff, I believe, is molded. I think that might be an insert. So if you look on the picture that's being shown, the one all the way to the right, as far to the right as possible with the case, I want that motherfucker. That looks awesome. Chris is crushing it right now. He has been pumping out new item after new item for what I feel like it's 2 fucking months. It's like every other week he's dropping a bunch of new stuff. I'm actually behind on getting some stuff out there for him. I mean, yeah, look at it. There it is in action. Absolutely amazing. Completely ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know what else to say other than how awesome it looks. Now, obviously, it goes perfectly well with Lifeline because of the red and everything like that.
Which I don't have.
Yeah, there it is with Doc, and it looks fantastic with Doc. So this
actually does.
Yeah, this is just amazing. Very, very excited for this. There's a ton of stuff that's going on over at sys3darsenal.com, so you should go over there and check it out for yourself. Don't forget the Destro Designs promo code to get you 10% off. I have a shirt on the way. And I think we have a picture of what he's got. Chris has got some gear going on. Very cool stuff. The shirts are, what you imagine them to be, just the average kind of a shirt with his logos and stuff. But then he's got one that I actually got that I couldn't say no to. Me, I'm kind of I like a little bit of plain Jane. As you see, I have right here I always like these CVZ shirts because it's a big picture on the shirt, but it also is like, hard lines, and it's very adult, I think, considering it's about a toy. But CG, did I send you the pictures of the shirts?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Okay. All right. Well, he has a bunch of shirts that are absolutely amazing. I have one. It's of a shot that he took where it's scrap iron in the forefront and then a louvered kind of a window with some figures in the back, and it looks amazing. Go over and check those out for yourself. Get yourself one. Represent 100%. Now, also, big news. He's doing his trademark mission crates. The staple of like the first thing I ever saw of his. I think a lot of people, everybody's got like one of them. He's doing them in 1/18 scale. So for all my 3 3/4 brethren, you can get your hands on some stuff. I'm actually thinking, because Brother Rip is all about that 1/18 scale. I'm thinking about getting a mission crate or 2 to send to him. Which, by the way, Brother Rip killing the 3D game with a bunch of, he's pumping out new stuff all the time too. Very, very cool. So, fun fact, that little scrap iron there, I actually sent it to Chris. So I think scrap iron is one of, if not Chris's favorite character. And he's been so good to me over the last year that I wanted to send him a little something. This was part of that, where, it was a complete when it had the missile launcher and everything too. But yeah, no, what a great figure, game changer. And I was ecstatic to see that it was getting some use out of it. So again, there's, what was that it, CG? Was that the last pick?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. So make sure you go over sys3darsenal.com, scroll through, look at all the new stuff. Make sure you pick up a shirt because they're dope. Use promo code Destro Designs 10. Just Destro Designs. That will get you 10% off of your purchase. Now, if you have Etsy Premium, you may want to consider ordering his stuff through Etsy Premium because then you get free shipping. So just a little shipping hack there. You can also use the promo code Destro Designs over on Etsy. That'll still get you 10% off, and then you can do the shipping. Now, also real quick, I want to remind everybody about the Sys 3D Arsenal's new line, which is the MAGS, Moe's Armament and Gear Systems. so much. There's more coming, right? But here we got. I'm just going to show you this. The sling. It comes in black, green, and brown. You all saw the creek shots that I did this week. Those are up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and those highlight the. It's a 3 tri-glide system that has a loop on each end, so you can have, as you saw, Tunnel Rat had the stock and barrel of his big weapon holding it out like this, or you can do it as I have it here. You can't really see it that great. But as you can see here, you loop one of the holes through the other, and it creates a single point sling, which is what the more modern way of, holding your primary is. Especially because, you can sling it right in the front, and then you can use your secondary, or in this case with this guy, he's going to have a clipboard as he's checking in a stinger, rolling in to enter a base. So now the new item from Matt, I saw today, which was very close to the finished product. It's going to be in the mags line, very affordable. It's fucking phenomenal. So there's 2 figures in classified that came with this item, and it's a very okay representation, but it's problems with on the back, how they hold it. He has created a new, better version of this. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. You will see pictures of it next week when Matt comes on the show. So he's made such great things like the Atlas. We all know the Atlas, how awesome that is. He's the gentleman. All this stuff back here that you see, I've always said that the best bang for your buck, if you want to just change your whole game and how you're taking photos or how you're displaying your figures, it's this bad boy right here. This is the Outpost. Brother Block, you've got this same one, right? In the green and everything?
Legit. Yeah, it's legit, man. I got Roadblock on top of that thing with the Mongoose, man. He ain't going to work. So
absolutely perfect.
I love that, man.
Gridiron compatible. As you see, I have this gridiron weapon. It comes with a beautiful Mongoose that looks fantastic. But I have this one on here because I actually broke that here. Actually, I can show you. So this is what it comes with, which is a great, super long barrel. I think that looks fantastic. But it's got on each side, it's got the backpack holder. Oop, let me whip it around. So yeah, backpack holder, which is fantastic. I absolutely love it. This is the belt fed. There's a can. So the Mongoose is belt fed in the whole 9. But the detail, everything about it is great. I'm really hoping that I have time tomorrow. I wanted to do a shoot to show the compatibility, right? Because I have the bar, the Outpost, and the arc cannon. They're all compatible in a sense that the sides of these come off. Oops, turn that there. And I can attach this to anything. The walls come off the bar, and we make it hot. So I want to do something where I know I did that shoot, Danger at the Gates, and I did have them all out there, but they weren't connected. So I feel like we're missing out on something like that. And so this just as a standalone weapon. Look at the hoses. This is awesome. It's got the optic, so it can be manless, and defend an outpost, defend the outpost without anybody. But what I actually do is I have Steeler with a laptop running it, and it looks fantastic. So I have a CVZ laptop, but then I also have the Joe from Sis 3D Arsenal. I have the Joe one now that he's gonna be out there using. Also, real quick, I wanted to say somebody asked, where is it? Somebody had asked where we get the wonderful tables from. Lou had a photo up, and I didn't get around to answering it. I'm pretty sure that was the one from sis3darsenal.com. So make sure you go check that out. So, anyways, Matt from Mo's Mine is a great guy, just like Chris from Sis 3D Arsenal. I love to support them. There's a bunch of stuff coming from Matt now. Also, he is going to be helping me launch a product that I'd love to have people from the community buy a few. All of the Matt is donating his time to making these. He's basically doing it at cost, and I'm going to be selling them to the community. I'm going to wait to say what it is until we have the first one in hand. We are currently waiting on the stock to come in. Matt is helping and donating his time. I'm basically taking 100% of the proceeds is going to go to launching destrodesigns.com, which is going to be a wonderful extension of our community. We're going to be able to do so many things over there, and it'll be like nice one-stop spot. Like I said, for our community, we're going to have lots of people contributing. CG Horror is going to have like a little like a 3D printing section where it's going to be let everybody know because he's an amazing printer himself. It's going to, there's going to be pro tips and stuff like that. You'll be able to buy direct links to Matt and Chris's shops. Also, I had mentioned it before. I don't know if I've actually said who, but Make Mylar is going to have a section as well. So if you want pro tips, my brother is going to come through and drop some stuff on us, which is fantastic. Man, I feel like I'm missing somebody else. There was one more. I've got some people that have committed to do a few other things, but actually I'm not going to get into those too much. But if Make Mylar and CG Horror doesn't get you there, I'm not sure what else will. Hopefully, maybe at some point we can have issues of Roadblock comic up there to read. That's the kind of direction that I'm going in where, it's going to be everything that our community is distilled down to just us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we made it 3 hours. That's it. I stuck to the time. I tried. I didn't want to rush anything, but at the same time, if I don't be mindful of it, this shit, I'll just sit here and keep talking until there's nobody watching anymore. So, and plus everybody, we're old now. I actually have something to do tomorrow, work wise, which I'm not looking forward to doing, but I can't get around doing it. So, thank you, Stephen Layer. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody. Oh, hold on. Let me put us back on the right layout here. So, Orskeezio, thank you for coming through. Thank you for giving us the backstory. I think
no problem.
Everybody, like you and I talk offline, but now maybe some of the people that are in the community, they know you a little better. I think that's awesome.
I think I've talked to all three of you in different ways. So, yeah.
Okay, very good. Awesome. That's what's up. Brother Block, thank you for the update.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, man.
For sure.
It's awesome, man. I love it. I appreciate it so much. I tell you all the time, but I'm always going to tell you, no matter what. And you know what I mean? So, and like I always say, I know all the guys feel the same way. We all tell each other that. You know what I mean? So we're all of what you put together for us. You know what I mean? That's just a fact. And I don't care what anyone says. I mean, this is something that means a lot to everybody in so many different ways, especially this time of our lives. It's just to be a part of something bigger than yourself is always special. I don't care how old you are. So it's fantastic.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And as we see, I guess the best example is what we all did for Mark Connor, right? Like that is something that and it's these little things that can wind up being life-changing things for people, and that's what we're about. I don't know if I've ever been a part of something that we can time and time again directly see how we are overwhelmingly affecting people's lives in such a positive way that it's undeniable, right? Like there is no like gray area to it. It's this simple. We have a large group of people. We all contribute in our own particular way, and it works better than it does almost anywhere else. Like shout out to Lou and the Figure Fight Club boys over on Instagram. They foster a very similar type environment, but it's not quite this, right? It's not quite as intimate as a bunch of us are with each other. And just like it's the day-to-day effect that we're having on everybody. And then those people, when they put their phone down, turn around and affect people in positive ways. And that's how we're doing our best to make the world a better place for sure. CG, thank you so much for coming through and handling all of the pictures and stuff, brother. I can't wait until I can do that, and then you can come on the show and just enjoy talking like the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't mind, man. You know that.
100%, 100%. I know it's a pleasure for sure. And thank you so much too for offering all the assistance that we talked about this week, offline about trying to get us up and running. So I am going up to see the man himself on Monday, and I should be coming home with a functioning everything, right? Like right now, I'm looking at my laptop has not shut off one time. Like I think the battery is kind of an issue. I think I need to leave it plugged in for like a day, and it will finally start to catch a little bit. But like I've had it over here running. This was like a trial run. It's been run. I've had actually our show on just so I can see a little better. But I think all I have to do is get that situation taken care of with the settings. And I talked to the man today, and he's like, dude, it should take me 45 minutes to have that ready to go. So, but yeah, no, thank you so much, Gigi. Hopefully hopefully I don't have to take you up on that offer, but I will always appreciate it. Nonetheless, you've always been an incredibly great friend to me and huge contributor to this community. You really helped make it what it is, and I
Get
will
in that
always
Discord,
thank you
brother.
for that.
Come on now.
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure.
For sure.
Nope. Yep. No, it's awesome. No, thank you, CG. I appreciate it.
Hey, to everybody out there, I did start a Discord server
Yeah.
for us to just have our own chats and stuff going on that is out of the Twitter sphere bullshit. So if you just anybody wants the link, just message me on Twitter and I'll get you the link to it.
Dude, I'm glad you reminded me about that. I had it written down on one of these fucking pieces of paper.
We need
I
to
don't
get
know
it
where
set
the
up,
hell it
man.
went.
Just get it, man. Download that shit.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's going to be great. That's going to be great. That's definitely such a good thing. But, especially for, right now when I know that we're having a lot of trouble with, sometimes the algorithm is, as we were talking about earlier, I brought up a person or two and it was like, as I was talking about it, I was like, you know what? I don't think I've seen like that guy, Arashikage Z. Great guy, pose master,
Oh, yeah,
always
you're
taking
right.
pictures. Where the fuck? He didn't disappear. I guarantee I go to his page. He's been posting shit and I just ain't seeing it. I have straightened most of it out. Lewis, thanks for coming by, brother. Have a great night. Cal, thank you so much for coming too. Have a great night. Spencer's later. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. So there's definitely people that, we're not seeing. Hopefully maybe they wind up squaring it away and we'll see what it is. I mean, the community I felt was growing better more recently. We're seeing some more people come in and that's always good. I keep hearing that the community thing is maybe not going away. And if that's the case, maybe we get somewhere there, but yeah, no, DM CG, get that link and I'm going to actually have to go over there and post a few things, for sure. That sounds fantastic. And like you said, it's a good place for us to chat, while we're not, necessarily on the timeline or whatever, you know what I mean? So definitely for sure. I'm not sure if he bounced out on accident or let's see what happens. See if he joins us back. Brother Orskeezio, I don't know if that was an accident or not, but either way, you're all good. I'm trying to think. There was something else I felt like I wanted to throw out there real quick. Oh, yeah, one more time. For anybody that didn't see it earlier,
Fantastic.
our brother Animus Levels has sent me the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I will be talking about this extensively. I will probably in my good morning post tomorrow. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm still in awe of that. Because trust me, y'all, when you see that on there, it doesn't do it justice as it does in person. It's absolutely amazing. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming, brother. I appreciate it. Nope, that's all right. No biggies. Yeah, we're basically getting out of here ourselves anyway, but really appreciate you joining us, and we will definitely have you back on again for sure. Man, damn, I really feel like there was something else, but I'm never gonna remember it. So, all right. Well, yeah. Thank everybody for joining us. Really appreciate it. It's you guys showing and watching is what makes it really really awesome. Especially like the chat kind of throws out a lot of stuff, and I try to keep up with it as best I can without it derailing what we're talking about. Right, that's where my little squirrel comes in, and I'll start talking about this, and then I'm looking over here, then I'm back over here, and I'm completely away from everything else. So, I am Michael of Destro Designs, Viper Den Studios. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Now I'm also on Threads. Saturday at 8 p.m. is generally when I do live from Viper Den Studios. You can catch me Monday nights at 9 o'clock with my brother Mark Fogarty on Destro is My Spirit Animal. This week, we're going to be talking about the Yojo June reveals with Toy Domination. Those dudes are awesome. That's going to be great. And then the following week, we're going to do a review of the He-Man movie. I'm actually going to go see it. And we have R.A. Rain coming on, and we're all going to talk about the show. I think that's going to be really, really cool. Orskeezio is on Twitter and can be found on IG. I'm going to get to CG in just a second. So this Thursday, you can catch me on Taking the Shot with our brother Lou. I'm going to be on there with Mark Fogarty. We're going to be you're going to have a bunch of finished photo work from all different people that we're going to kind of Google and go over. I think that's going to be fun as fuck. Also, don't forget Tuesdays and Fridays, I drop an article for Serpentor's Lair. I can't thank him enough for giving me that little spot to post my stuff. I'm really gotten back into the writing, and I'm trying to etch out a little more time to put a little more time into it and a little bit more of a feel. But make sure you are checking out SerpentorsLair.com, Serpentor's Lair X, which is where you can find him on Twitter, and then Fun Time with Serpentor's Lair is where you can find him on Instagram. I do believe he's over on Facebook too. That's just Serpentor's Lair. So that's what's up with me. CG, where can we find you, brother?
Mostly on X, and then a little bit on Instagram.
Yes, no, I'm glad you got that going over there because listen, I think you take a good photo. I think you've got a great collection, and especially what you've been 3D printing lately. Like the Instagram stories is made for those kind of like updates. Here's just a picture of what here's the printer. It's doing this. It's doing that. So I'm glad you made it over. I think that's awesome. Mark Dog 2323 says, "Hey Mike, hope you're doing good, brother." Yeah, things are good. I know what that is. I can't think of. I'm not gonna say the name, but let me know where I know you from because I definitely recognize that. But nope, things are good, my dude. Can't complain whatsoever. Well, other than the fact I have this extensive remodel going on that I'm sure everybody is sick of hearing me bitch about for sure. So, Brother Block, you're over on Twitter, correct?
I'm on Twitter right now, man. But probably the next week or two, we're gonna be on everything. So, kind of relaunching a whole new, Instagram and TikTok and all the rest of that stuff. So yeah,
Nice.
We'll be everywhere probably next week.
That's fantastic. Well, make sure you let me know, and I can repost a new page, put it up in my stories on Instagram. There's a few good Facebook groups that I advertise in for stuff, and it seems to be pretty good, so I can point you in the right direction there. And fuck yeah. Oh, Marty Sawyer, what's up, brother? This is a gentleman I went to school with. I saw you not that long ago. I can't remember where. I feel like somewhere in the last few years we ran into each other in person. Might even have been at Home Depot or something. But yeah, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. You can come check us out every Saturday night. We're here talking about some kind of G.I. Joe something or other. So fuck yeah. Appreciate you stopping in. Very cool. So yeah, I think that's it, y'all. Unless you all got anything else you want to add?
Real quick, do you guys want to see how big the despoiler is?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on. Give me a second here.
Oh yes, that's right, Marty. You worked at the Home Depot. You were a big help. That's right. Very fucking cool. Very cool. Yeah, no, I'm interested for sure. I'm just so proud that we came in close to the finish time.
There it is. No, it's not allowing me to share it. There we go.
Nope. There we go. All right. Ooh.
It's big.
Oh shit. That is big, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No wonder, yeah.
Man. I'm digging
pretty
it.
Big.
I'm digging it. Now, where did this picture come from?
This came from. It was a punk with toys on his YouTube channel.
Oh, no doubt. Okay. So, all right. Now, I'm seeing this in a different light, and I mean that literally. And what I mean by that is, so when I saw a lot of the renders, it looked very flat and detailless on that top area. So if you're looking at from the to the right and to the left of those gold fins, which seem to offer him some modicum of protection, you can see there's little, as Chris from the Full Force would say, bits and bobs. Like it looks like there's, whatever kind of mechanical accoutrements you'd want to call that. But it's definitely looks like I could take maybe even like a little bit of that gold tester's paint and maybe add some detail, or even if I went with like some red or something to add some like mechanical looking almost like a reverse wash. Like, you know how you would use like a black mixture to put a wash and dirty up something? I feel like you could do something like I feel like you could do something where you're getting like almost a silver kind of effect. You know how like when you look at Major Blood's the Cobra Ivan or the 788 one, if you look at the weathering on like his shin guards and his helmet, where like the edges of things have just that little bit of silver as if the color is worn off. So I feel like you could go around the edges of some of those parts there, and that it would look really fucking cool. Animus says a punk with toys was saying people could sticky tack or magnet place the shield on the front of the glider. Okay. I mess with that. I'm definitely messing with that. I think that sounds good. I do like the way this looks much better, and I'm trying to get a feel because it looks like he's got the 3 3/4 spoiler in the background, and so you can definitely see that there is an extension of the wings, like the part that has the number on it on each side. That definitely looks like it's like an addition onto it, because I don't remember the wings being that big on the original one. Now I can't see this. I don't have my glasses on. Does that say Destro? Oh, Iron Grenadiers. Okay,
Iron
so
Grenadiers.
the cross swords on the front. Man, I'm much happier about this after seeing this. I'm not gonna lie. I think that looks pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Great find, CG. Great find.
Hold on, I got another one here where he really shows it off.
Okay.
Can you? Oh, let me present again.
Yeah, this is time well spent with this one.
There you go.
Ooh.
So it looks like the rockets going to be fireable. Like the original didn't have spring-loaded rockets, did it? I don't remember.
I don't know, but it definitely looks like you know what? I don't remember. I think they came out. Like I think you could pull them out, but they didn't fire per se. You know, I'm really liking the underbelly cannons more than expected. I'm really liking because now if you look at the shape of the wing from from how we're looking at it here, that looks much cooler than it looked before. They really didn't do a good job showing this off. I'm not gonna lie, because I was I was worried that I was gonna hate it.
It looks like a bat. Like I see a bat.
Yes.
Not a battle android, like an actual bat.
No, right.
But I like that they added rockets. You can have rockets on the wings too.
Okay. No. I'm fucking with it. So yeah, when you look down, it looks like they've got all the mini ones and then repainted Stinger missiles, which can go on there. They did say that it would take blast effects, but I don't think they're giving us any. Which is Christ for 110. Help us out here. But yeah. Okay. Now I really wish I could see the cannon's underbelly a little bit better, but I'm going to take this for what it is and say that I'm much more excited about it now. And I'll tell you else what's going to happen is it's going to make me want a fucking demon really bad, because that thing landing onto a demon for like even just display purposes. Now I didn't get the demon until way later. I think that was, you know what? I didn't get it from a garage sale. I think it was out of the store and somebody found it at like just a random toy shop, and it was on sale for, I couldn't remember, but I did wind up with it, and I remember never being fucking happier in the moment when I got the demon, because I didn't know the demon existed, and then when I saw it and realized that the spoiler locked on there, yeah, man. I wish these people would send me shit early.
Right.
I mean, I definitely don't have anywhere near the viewership to ask fucking Hasbro to send me stuff, but I would love to have that in my hand right now. I'll tell you, and I would do my best to try to justify that $110 price tag. Man, well, I'll tell you what, I thought that the figure looked great. This makes me hopeful that the figure may be, a total 12 out of 10 grand slam, because the renders and the pictures that they showed of it, I really wasn't feeling it. I was scared shitless that I was not going to like this. So I'm definitely not going and ordering anymore or anything like that. But Matt from Mosmine says Canada already got it. Really? Damn it. We could just complete that they patent them. we would just complain that they painted them backwards. Yeah, no, that's probably true. Call sign Smash says, from bits and bobs to accoutrement is a wild vocabulary jump. Took me 3 minutes to figure out how to spot. that was something else. I tell you, the writing is bringing me back. I used to talk crazy like that all the time. And then when you start to have kids and shit, you're just like it flattens you out a little bit in your personality. But damn, that is yep, or at least Canada GameStop. No shit. Well, I tell you, if I could fucking order, well, I'd probably get hit with the tariff if I ordered it from there. I think that's one of the large problems.
Shipping alone would probably kill you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, it was about as close to $200 to ship mark that whatchamacallit as we can be. And then the custom price wasn't that bad, but still, if you look at the amount, man. All right. Well, dude, I'm glad that you found that real quick. That was definitely something worth looking at.
Yeah.
I feel much better about it. Now, one thing that hasn't changed is it's coming with that dope shield. And don't remember, the sword goes in the shield. Also, he can hold the shield like this, and there's blasters on the shield because there's no wrist rockets, which is maddening. Like I don't think the 3 3/4 had the wrist rockets. Yeah. But why wouldn't you just put it's one of the Destro's coolest fucking features. Yeah. I mean, the shield does make up for it a little bit, right? You put the shield on, you hold the arm up, you still have something like that. But I felt like those blasters or the rockets were always such an integral part of his character, right? Like if you're in a last minute, something goes wrong, you're just wrist rocketing, blasting your fucking way right out of there. So yeah, no shit. All right, well, fucking A, brothers. I think that's it. I think we've did it. Another show, and yeah, we're still at a record low time of 3 hours and 23 minutes. I honestly don't remember the last time I did a show so quick. But I think this is the sweet spot, right? The 5 hours is fine if we all didn't have shit to do or anything, we weren't all 50 basically. And I'm sure those shows will still make their way in every now and again, but yeah, it's a lot to ask for a guest to hang out for that long. I think the last time, CG, when we did 5, I think, did you join later or so? I think Conrad was on, then you came in a little later, or we just stayed on forever. But then there was the other show where, with Jay Antonio and the rest of the crew, where we just all went straight up over 5 hours. Wild. So we're going to try to avoid those in the future and keep it to a nice, easy breezy timeline. So, all right, well, you all know where to find us. Anybody that's still here, thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to the replay squad if you're watching afterwards and you've made it this far again. And thank you to absolutely everybody for making my day by supporting everything that I do. I appreciate you all so much. Brother Block, CG, thank you again. We're out of here, y'all.
Good to be here. See you guys.
See you guys.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend.